Hey everybody! Today my friends and I decided to do a character tier list ranking from the new Netflix Avatar The Last Airbender show. Just to preface this a little bit, we kind of judged it from three different standpoints. One of them being the skill of the actor, the second one being their accuracy to the source material, in this case the cartoon, which all three of us have deep connections with it due to growing up with the show basically. And the third category that we judged these characters by is just their likability in general in the show, how they presented themselves on screen, and if they were likable. So yeah, let us know down in the comments what you guys think of our ranking. Let us know if you would change anything, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Enjoy the video, guys. Would you guys like to start with Paku?
I've got all of mine.
What? Who? Paku?
Yeah.
Paku?
Paku. Okay. Yeah. Let's start with him.
It's not a bad choice.
How do you guys feel about Paku? First, how do you guys feel about his accuracy to the source material? You feel like
Here, you go first.
He was good.
I think he was decent, but I think he was a little bit more like reserved than he was in the cartoon. Like
I honestly
he just was
found
kind of
him
there.
more likable in this
He was
show
more
than the cartoon.
His character was more likable in the live action for sure, but I think he was meant to be dislikable. Do you know what I mean?
For sure, which he was dislikable in this, but he had this like weird turnaround where all of his years
he had
his however old he is, all those years of feeling that women are inferior just kind of like went out the door, which is a good thing.
Yeah.
But in this case, it kind of was a.
That's kind of what I'm getting at when I say he was a little too reserved.
Mm-hmm.
Like he was like
kind of sidelined in this show as well.
That's what
like,
I'm
we
saying.
didn't really
like,
see a lot of him, which was kind of weird because he plays a big role in Katara and Aang's water-building development in the cartoon.
Right. That's true.
Yeah, Paku.
Acting ability, he did a good job.
He was good. Yeah,
he was believable.
Nothing to like write home about.
No complaints.
Choreography was good.
Choreography was good. I liked the fight with.
Yeah, he actually did pretty
Katara.
good. I'd say he did. I'd say
He looks
his
exactly
acting was a
like
solid
Paku.
A or B.
Yeah.
He also looks exactly like.
I'm gonna
Paku,
put him in
for sure.
I'm thinking C or
I'm thinking
B.
C. I'm thinking C.
What do you guys, William? What do you think?
Yeah, I'm thinking there wasn't
Or
really
B.
a whole lot to go off of. So
Yeah.
I was actually
Well,
thinking
yeah,
B.
I'm thinking C.
I'm gonna give him.
He did
I'll
pretty
give him
good
the
acting,
benefit of the doubt, yeah.
but again, there wasn't a whole lot to go off of. But I did think he played Paku pretty well, especially with like the very limited amount of screen time he got.
Yes.
I'll give him B as well.
I can agree with that. I'll throw him in the B tier there. Paku, not too bad. You guys ready for the next one?
Yeah.
Yes.
Cool. All right,
Yeah, I
so
am.
We did water. Avatar: The Way of Water. Let's transition to fire.
The Way of Water. That's the movie, brother.
So let's talk
Wrong
about
Avatar.
Blue People movie.
Oh shit! Did I?
Yeah.
Oops.
Book of Water.
Book of Water. That's what it is. So I forgot this guy's name, but he has a really long mustache and like the red hat, the old man.
Oh, the priest
I
temple
don't think
guy.
we know his name. Yeah, he's just
Yeah.
a temple man.
Yeah,
so there's
the,
really not a lot to talk about with him, but I thought he killed it.
He
I
was
don't even
actually
know-
cool. He actually ate it up. Yeah.
Is he in the comic or in the show too? The cartoon?
I would say so. There's like a lead guy in the priest temple that kind of looks like him.
Right. Okay.
I'd say he ate it up, bro. Low-key.
Regardless, I thought he was a good addition to this show as an individual character.
Yeah,
Acting
I
was
liked
good.
his.
I liked them.
I liked his moment with Zhao.
Menacing personality.
Yeah, he had a good
Yeah.
moment with Zhao where he kind of just like got into Zhao's mind a bit and like planted a seed that kind of developed into what we obviously saw. What'd you say? Nah. Resume, brother. Come on.
Yeah,
But-
I have no complaints.
cool.
Like nothing
Yeah.
really good, but nothing really bad either. I'm gonna put him in B tier.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
do B
B-
tier as well.
B
Because
is fair.
I definitely think he did a good job in his specific role that he was doing. So that's enough to get him in a B tier.
I would have to agree with that one, good man. Good sir. Good gentleman.
All right, for the next one, I think we can all throw the Cabbage Man in
S
what do you
tier,
guys think? S tier?
obviously.
Nah.
So-
I
We're
mean,
going cabbage, all right.
he was good.
He played the cabbage guy.
You know? He was good.
He played the cabbage
Yeah,
guy.
I
Fine.
think it was a little mediocre.
Honestly, he
in
could
my
have been
opinion.
better. I feel like
I don't like how they built up to the cabbage
yeah,
trope.
they
They
kind
kind
of.
of like they blue balled you like 4 times, and then
Yeah.
they did it, and I was like, oh, okay, this is kind of silly.
You know what the cabbage thing is? It's the equivalent of hello there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it
Like
is.
Yeah.
it just kind of became a meme
Yeah.
to where like you're kind of expecting it the whole time, and then when they actually do it, it's like, oh, he did it, and then it's just
Yeah,
not-
they
I
were
think they
almost
tried
too
too hard.
self-aware of it. They were
Yeah,
too
they
self-aware
were.
it was a
Yeah.
meme, and they were like, let's just kind of play with it. And like,
it didn't
fuck
live
that.
up to the hype at all.
I think that leads it to C tier, or
I'm going
maybe even
C.
D tier.
I think.
Yeah.
I'm not
Like
like
the actor did a pretty good job, but even then, C tier I think is
yeah.
Yeah, I think C tier is.
reasonable.
I think C tier is generous, honestly.
Yeah.
I honestly do too. I'm like close to D tier just because
Yeah,
the more we talk about it, the
Honestly-
more I'm like,
yeah.
but
Yeah, it was cool, but there wasn't. I don't know. I might move it later. I'm gonna leave him a C for now.
I'll do the same. I'll do the same. So, we only have 2 airbenders, but we'll go ahead and do Gyatso right now.
Yeah,
I honestly thought
Gyatso-
Gyatso kind of killed it.
I think Yatsu kind
I
of
agree.
ate it up as well. I really liked Yatsu. He
Okay,
had a lot more of a memorable role than what I remember him in the cartoon.
I thought he
Well,
was
he's not really even in the
likable.
cartoon.
That's
No,
what I'm
no,
saying.
Which
Like,
is
yeah.
crazy.
that's what I liked so much about his addition. Like, and I think his actor did an incredible job as well.
Great acting. No complaints there, for sure.
Yeah.
Um,
Honestly,
I thought
He
they
matches
honestly
the Yako in the
improved
show,
almost.
I would say.
Yeah,
I feel like his personality aligned with the one in the show very well.
yes.
And all the extra stuff they added, it felt very natural.
Mm-hmm.
it did feel very natural. I'm thinking of
it's
a
a solid
solid
A.
A tier for him. Yes.
Yeah, I'm
yes,
thinking that
indeed.
too.
I think they I think they killed it.
They really did.
Yeah.
They did a great job with him.
Yeah, that's a solid A tier for me. We'll swing back around to water. Let's go with the.
We gotta knock some fire benders out. There's a lot of them.
There are a lot of firebenders.
We'll do 2 firebenders after this, but guys, what's this guy's name again? He's like the leader of the Northern Water Tribe with the little goatee.
Oh, I forgot his name, but yeah, he's the father of
The princess.
what's her name?
The moon. Girl.
Starts
Moon
with an
Girl.
L or something, right? Lue. Oh, shit.
Yeah, something like that.
think
we all
he,
know
uh,
that him.
What do you
yeah.
guys think of him? I don't really remember him super well
forgot
from the
about him, to be
cartoon,
honest.
but yeah,
He was kind of. Yeah.
he was
He doesn't really have a role in the
He's-
cartoon, besides just
He
being
was
the
just
Skull's
there.
Right.
dad.
I think I'm
Um,
gonna just. What do you guys think? C tier.
Yeah.
If
we're gonna do that,
yeah.
we'll do the Cabbage Man down to D.
I already am. I'm way
Yeah.
ahead of you, brother. I moved him down to D already.
I'm going.
He's
I'm doing
gone.
this- I'll do the same. Yeah.
Like,
Cabbage
there's not
guy's
much
in
to say
D.
about him. He was cool.
There's really
he had
not
awesome
much
He was
fight
just
scenes.
there.
He was a
Yeah,
good
He
actor.
was there. He did have a cool choreography, like a well
true.
choreography.
I forgot
fight
about
scene.
that.
That
Do
was
we
really
move
cool.
him up to C?
Actually,
I thought he was
I want to
pretty
move
good.
him up to B.
Or that's what I meant.
Well,
B, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because he was a good actor, I would say.
I thought he
cool
did.
fight
just
He was a
as
good actor.
Paku.
Honestly, yeah, I'm gonna put him in B.
He didn't feel weird.
I'm putting
Didn't
him
feel
in
out
B,
of
but I'm
place.
leaving Cabbage in D.
Agreed. Cabbage D. Okay. Okay, let's
Alrighty,
do.
Fire.
What's this girl's name? The one with the pink, Azula's friend. I forgot her
Ty
name.
Lee.
Ty Lee.
Kylie and the other one's May May or some shit.
Yeah. So.
What do
To
you
be
guys
honest, I didn't really like her.
she,
Yeah.
she did.
She did
was,
kind of
she
a
was
very
background
poor
character.
job
She was just a background
as
character.
representing Ty Lee as well. Like Ty
There
Lee's
wasn't a lot. Just a little bit. Play devil's advocate. There wasn't a lot for her to go off of.
yeah,
she didn't really
you're
have a
right. There
part.
definitely wasn't, but it
The
was
writing
like
did not do her any favors.
but I feel like even in the cartoon when there wasn't a lot to go off of with Ty Lee in the beginning,
Yeah,
you kind
you're
of
right,
know who
Aaron.
she is.
That's true.
She's like
Yeah, but
a
she has
very
that Ty Lee
erratic,
attitude.
eccentric. Yeah,
Yeah.
She has a very like
And
memorable
specific attitude that
personality.
you remember. Exactly.
she's the opposite in the live action. Honestly,
I'm thinking D tier for her right now.
I'm putting her in F.
Yeah, I'd be tempted
I'm putting
to put
her
her
at
in
B
F,
just because I don't think we've seen enough of her yet. I'll
but
give her the benefit of the
she's
doubt
too
on that.
small of a character.
I guess so. Yeah, D
Yeah.
makes sense. Okay. Yeah, because you're right. She wasn't a title A
It
in the
just wasn't.
cartoon, which
Yeah.
Mhm.
Which-
doesn't mean it's a bad thing, but at the same time, like, why was she even there to begin with?
Yeah,
Right.
exactly. And the cartoon,
then-
as dislikable as a character as Ty Lee is, I really like Ty Lee, to be honest. She's a very fun character. I think she's pretty cool.
Right.
In,
There is a certain
in
character
live
that
action. No.
may be getting the F tier treatment that has a little bit of a bigger part.
Brother.
Yeah.
But
Oh god.
we'll do what's her name?
We'll get there.
May?
We'll get there.
May?
We do want to do
May,
May again?
yeah.
Do we want to do Tylee and May? Just do both of them?
Yeah.
Yeah, fucking
Same
get them
thing.
both out of the way.
I think they're both D because they both
Yeah,
like.
I agree. Same
Honestly,
thing.
if you haven't seen the live act or the cartoon, I feel like you would guess they might be sisters because they both
Yeah,
acted very
yeah.
similar.
Yep. They didn't really have any explanation either.
They
so if
did.
you haven't seen the cartoon, you're probably just like, who the fuck are
Who are these people? Why are they there?
That's true.
I wouldn't
though.
have even known their
totally agree
names.
that they acted way too similarly to each other.
I will say though, she was probably more accurate to her counterpart in the cartoon than Ty Lee.
Yeah, so I want to put her
Definitely.
ahead of Ty Lee, but still in D tier.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Like
do the
she's
same.
just gonna be a little. She's just gonna be, and then Cabbage Guy will be in between both of them.
I'm gonna put.
I'm like
Cabbage Guy
bordering
ahead of
F tier
both
with
of them.
Ty Lee, but I'm giving her the very strong benefit of the doubt.
Yeah,
we
we
can
didn't really
switch it
see
later
enough.
if we want. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we can go. Let's do the princess. Water. The
Okay,
mean
so
girl.
she was interesting.
She
I
was
honestly-
interesting. Okay, that's true.
She was more independent and more
Yeah.
like outgoing than she was in the cartoon, I would
Right.
say, and more
I agree.
confident, which isn't a bad thing. I think that was kind of a cool character twist for her.
Right.
I don't really have a lot to say other than just she was kind of cool, but she wasn't like
I found it
she
weird
didn't
that she was
stand
a
out
water
that much,
bender.
Oh yeah,
yeah, that
no.
was a little odd.
But I can't like
I'm-
D-rank it because of that.
right.
I think I'm gonna throw her in B.
I was
Honestly,
thinking C.
I think she did
but-
pretty good.
What do you
See?
guys think of her acting? I don't have any
I didn't
complaints
mind
about
her
her
acting.
acting.
Yeah, I didn't mind it at all.
Yeah, she was alright.
I'd put it on the same level as like Paku and her father. I think B or C is completely fair treatment.
I'll do the
Sure.
same. What do you guys think?
Either one.
B or C?
I'm gonna put her
kinda
in
open.
B.
I'm
I
gonna
don't
put her
think
in
she
B
was
as well.
worse than the other guys in B, but she definitely wasn't better.
Agreed.
You know, she was there. You know, she had she played her lines well.
She did her part. Yeah.
She
she
did her
didn't-
part.
Like shit the bed or anything.
We aren't going to like complain about like
Yeah,
how different they made her story in the show.
Ooh.
Because
Yeah.
that was kind of weird. If we were going to
That's
include that, I'd probably put her in C. I
And
don't
I'd
like
put
how
her
they
in C
changed
as
her.
well.
Yeah, we'll try and keep like the show and the writing out of it as much as we possibly
Yeah,
can.
we'll try to keep
but-
the writing out of it as much as possible. You're totally right there.
Okay.
Yeah.
How about this, guys? Here's my hot take. Jet, S tier.
I was gonna say A, but S tier is totally
Uh,
valid.
He kind of killed it. He was
Uh,
very accurate for one. The acting was good.
I really liked him.
He looks a lot like Jet.
I
Um,
totally agree. He's a real hunk.
Yeah,
what
I
do you
guess
think,
if we're
Wayne?
talking about just the acting, then you're probably right.
Were you thinking
Because I
something
was-
lower?
I was going to put him in C,
C. Okay.
Ooh.
Okay. Give me your part.
Okay, let's hear it. Let's hear
What do you
it.
think?
but I was taking the writing into account too. I don't like
Mhm.
how fast. Like I felt like in 20 minutes, it was like, oh, Jet's cool guy.
What's
10
up,
minutes
Fox?
later, Katara and him are like making out, and then
Mhm.
10 minutes later, they're like betraying each other, and Katara. freezes
Yeah,
them.
that's true.
The pacing was horrific,
Pacing was
but
horrible.
that's the story, not the actor.
Yeah.
So if we're going to talk about the actor, now that I think about it, he actually played a really good Jet.
Yeah. Yeah. When you
I-
put it
I
like that,
totally-
you're,
especially for like 20 minutes,
you're
he
right.
had like no time to play Jet either.
Yeah.
So he did
Yeah,
a
he
really
did
good
not.
job. Now that I think about it,
I thought his
so
I'm
I'm gonna put him in
thinking-
A.
his bravado and his sort of like his confidence, his look, obviously, everything that he did with the character and the time that he was given, I thought was done very well.
No, you're right. I'm gonna put him in S.
I agree.
But yeah, you're right. Writing wise, they really
S is-
shafted him. I thought that he could
Well,
have.
Definitely A or S.
I won't put him in A actually.
I can do
Put him
A.
down A.
Yeah,
I'm totally
S
cool with
almost
A.
feels a little bit generous. But,
I was.
I mean,
Yeah.
if we're gonna put.
I was
think
just
if we're
kind of
gonna
trying to like.
No,
I was
I
just
get
testing you guys a little bit, you know.
I think
I'm putting
if
him
we're
in
gonna put
high A
Jet
though.
in
I'm putting
S,
him above.
then Gyatso.
Gyatso.
We'll do an episode tier list
Ooh.
after this and complain about how awful the writing was.
Yes,
Yeah, that one
yes,
we
we
can
will.
do. I don't know if I'll put him above Gyatso, but I definitely put him in the same little
I am
Yeah.
thinking though.
bracket.
The more I think about
Same
this, the
bracket
more
as
I'm like,
Gyatso.
could Jet have even been any better with the part that they?
No,
gave
he
him?
couldn't have. I think
gonna
he
put him in
actually did
S,
really
then.
well with the part he
Yeah.
had. He played Jet really well. Good acting.
That's kind of how I feel about Gyatso right now too.
Yes.
S is just
Oh
so
wow,
sacred.
let's
keeping
go.
him in
Guys.
A.
My headphones died.
Yeah, S is sacred.
Yo,
Give me a
Aaron's headphones
second.
dead.
That's a fat L. Aaron, can you
Let
just
me switch to my.
brief intermission here, guys? I'm
Brief
liking this
intermission.
list
Do
so
we have an
far.
ad roll we can play
Yeah.
No, I can hear you guys.
to our one
I'm-
viewer? Hi, Fox.
Oh,
I
Fox,
see
what's
you there.
up?
Welcome.
Hey,
Fox, yeah, bro. Just wait till the end of the stream, and we can do that.
Hold on.
All right.
Hang on, guys. Let me fix my technical difficulties here.
All right. I'll see who we're gonna do next. We can do. Who the fuck is this? I don't even know who that is.
What's next in the coloring? We did water. Jet's not a color.
I did
Fire.
two.
Guys, hang on.
I did two
Oh,
fire,
Earth.
and then
Guys.
I did no color. So we'll do an earth next.
Okay.
Ooh, I got a good one.
Wait, guys.
What, Aaron?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, we can hear
Give
you.
me a second. My headphones died, and you guys are
I
now
know.
no longer able to be heard in my.
Yeah, I know.
No, you guys
We're
can't
just
be
figuring out who
heard
we're
in
doing
my.
next. We have a lot of fire and earth.
Yeah, we'll do earth. We'll do Boomy.
Boomy, yeah, let's do Boomy.
Boomy's an
Boomy was
interesting one.
interesting. Yeah.
Oh man.
Feel free to skip ahead, guys, till when
Yeah.
we're ready for this.
Okay.
Meantime, how you doing, Fox?
I got it fixed, guys.
Okay,
All
cool.
right, Aaron.
So we're doing Boomy next?
We're gonna do Boomy.
Okay.
Does anyone have any
I think
glaring
I
thoughts
know.
they want to get out right away?
I didn't particularly
it.
like that he was played by someone like a young actor. I don't think he really did a good job. I also don't like that they changed Boomy to be some like really negative creep.
Yeah.
Like Boomy was extremely pessimistic and angry with Aang.
To be
whereas
honest,
in the cartoon, he was not. He was very much
Ooh.
like trying to teach Aang and wanting to like just be playful with Aang more so than just be an asshole. You know what I mean?
that's
The
very
thing is,
true.
he tried to do that in the show too, in the live action, but it felt very like forced,
They rushed
in
Yeah.
my opinion.
It felt
Like,
right
very
at the very
forced.
end.
They
It was
tried
just,
too
like,
hard. They
random.
like tried to juggle like the playfulness and the meanness and the
Mhm.
corruption at the same time, and it was kind of bad character writing, I feel like. And I don't think
Yeah.
the
Also-
actor did. I mean, I don't. Go ahead.
I gotta say, I think the character of Boomy, in general, doesn't really lend himself to live action. I feel like, in order to get him right, they would have had to change something about him, because something was just off.
Mhm.
Something made me really uncomfortable when he was on screen.
Yeah, I agree. Something made
Yeah.
me very
I don't know
uncomfortable
if
with
it
him.
was like the fact that he was a young actor and looking like an old dude, or or the fact that he was just acting like a creep, or both. But I'm gonna put him in D.
I
Or
think he
F.
got too much screen time too. I feel like a lot of the story was wasted on characters like Boomy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
he got,
I'm low-key-
he got way too much. Like, there was no reason really to put him that high. Plus, young Boomy had like no part, so you didn't get that relatability. You didn't really feel like he was actually friends with Aang. They didn't have any chemistry together. Boomy honestly just fucking freaked me out.
I low key, I'm gonna have to agree with you, Gabe, and say, F tier. Like he was low key pretty ass. D or F for sure.
I'm
I'm
putting
doing
him in
low
F.
D.
Hang on.
Yeah, just like you were saying, like he seemed off. I don't think he did a very good job playing Boomy. That combined with the fact that I mean, I can't really blame the actor for this, but the fact that they took a young character and made him old, like for example, when he took off his shirt and like his face was super wrinkly and his skin was like
Yeah.
all smooth.
That was
That
just,
was dumb.
weird.
That was so
I didn't-
dumb.
It was just
Like,
unrealistic and creepy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I might throw him in F.
That whole
I don't-
episode was actually a fever dream, to be honest, because
I agree. It was a terrible,
It was-
terrible episode. Yeah, he's going straight to F tier. Fuck. Sorry,
Yeah,
Boomy, man.
We'll do F. He had a big enough part to put him in F too.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree.
Like just last thing. I don't think the actor himself is bad, but I think
No,
he didn't do a
he's a
great
fine
job with the
actor.
character, and that's enough
Right,
to
I
put him
agree.
F tier.
that's a big agreement. Yeah.
So
Now-
after this, who's this guy with the white beard and the bun? That's not Roku.
That's the Fire Lord Sozin.
Oh, what the hell did he even do?
Oh no,
I don't
white beard with a
remember.
bun? No, that's Oh yeah, that's Fire Lord Sozin. Okay.
Yeah,
What did he
yeah.
even do?
He was in the
Roku.
beginning. He and
He-
or what's his name? He and his name slipped my tongue. The Airbender, Aang's teacher.
Oh,
Gyatso.
Gyatso.
They fought.
Gyatso,
Yeah,
him and Gyatso fight in the beginning. Remember?
he
Okay,
laid
yeah.
waste to the
Yeah,
entire
yeah.
the air temple.
I think he did
Honestly-
pretty well.
I think he did really well.
I actually, I think maybe. What do you guys think? B?
I'm thinking B or A. I think he did a really good job. I really liked his character actually, and I was hoping to see more after that first episode, but clearly we weren't going to. But I think he did a really good job. So I'm thinking B, really high B or A.
Yeah, I'm gonna give him B. My memory's a
I'm gonna do
little
B, too.
fuzzy on him, but I
It's
have
way
no
too
complaints
fuzzy
about
to-
him.
to give him A.
Okay, I'll
Like I
agree
don't
with
want to
you
put him on
guys.
the same level of Gyatso and Jet.
Yeah,
I
but-
switched Jet to S.
I got Jet and A.
Like
High.
I had no
Okay.
complaints about him. He played Sozin. It was kind of cool seeing him in the beginning. That was kind of neat.
Mhm.
We didn't see that in the
Really liked it.
cartoon. Him fighting Gyatso was cool as well.
Agreed.
I don't really like his choreography. I think it was kind of mid. I don't know if that was his fault or the director's fault,
Mhm.
but I didn't see like any martial arts in his choreography. He just kind of like hold up his hand like Iron Man and shoot fire,
Right.
which I didn't like that because in my mind, bending is like a magic system you wield through martial arts, so you have to do
Right.
the martial art to use it.
Right.
Granted, they did have to comment, but that's my only little complaint.
I would have to agree with you there.
Okay,
I put
Sure.
him in B.
I think he's a
I'll throw him
solid
in high B.
Mid B. Mid to high
throwing
B.
him in high B. I put him ahead of Haku, ahead of the father, ahead of the moon, and ahead of the other guy.
Okay, so now I think, what do you guys want to do?
Should we do Roku?
Yeah, let's do
Avatar Roku.
Ooh, Roku was a
He's-
weird one.
I liked his actor.
I thought the actor was all right.
They
didn't
changed
have a
his
big
Roku's
part.
character. They inflated his character. Like he was way too like.
He was a little, yeah, like flashy.
He had
I
King
guess?
Boomy vibes,
Yeah,
like from the cartoon.
yeah.
King
Yeah,
Boomy
he had-
vibes.
He
He
was a
played
better King Boomy
from
than
the cartoon.
Yep.
Yeah,
They
he was a
did,
better,
yeah,
he was a better Boomy than Boomy.
you're
I don't
right.
know. I'm thinking
Probably
C,
C.
maybe even D.
Yeah. Nah.
I liked
no,
the other
I'm
avatars a
talking
little
C.
more than him. But I
Yeah,
just
I did
maybe
too.
I don't know. Was there even enough to put him in D? Like he didn't really do anything negative.
Yeah.
He just
I'm just
didn't
gonna
really
keep
give me
him in
Roku
C.
vibes.
He was
Like,
also
Roku,
there for
like,
like 3 seconds.
in the cartoon is like really wise and like likable, and this guy just I don't know. He didn't really give me.
He
was
felt
just kinda-
kind
He
of.
didn't
was
remind me
very
of the Roku
awkward.
of my childhood. You know what I'm
Forced.
saying?
He was very awkward. You know
It was
what I mean?
awkward. Yeah.
Yeah.
Weirdly.
I'm thinking C is fair for him for now.
I'll do
Just
C
because-
because I don't have too much to complain about him, but
Yeah.
I don't, also
Yeah,
don't have
there's not a lot
anything
to go off
positive
of.
to say about him.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna give him the benefit of the doubt and just
He's
see
average.
Where
Put him
see
in
where
the
he
middle.
goes next.
Okay, so now you guys want to do the young crippled child?
The young crippled child.
I forgot what his name was.
Yeah,
I
what's this
don't know
guy's
his name.
name?
I don't know, but all I know is that he was the worst actor in the show, bruh.
He's going
He was
directly to F
terrible.
tier.
He's going straight to F tier, bro. That's 2 Earthbenders in F tier and
Like,
1 in
I'm
D.
sorry,
Wow.
bro. Every time this guy said anything, I was like, no, I don't.
Yeah,
I don't. I'm not buying
just-
it, bro. I feel like your name is like John Smith.
Alright.
You know,
Yeah.
Yeah,
you live in
most
Los Angeles,
generic actor
California.
of all time.
like
He was very filler.
very.
He was just not
filler,
needed.
Not
he was
believable.
useless. His
Um,
acting was poor.
I'm sorry.
He
He
made
just
me,
didn't
like-
have chemistry with Aang. Not a lot of people
No,
did
he-
though. That's a
His
later
chemistry
story,
was
though.
Aang was very, very poor, and his chemistry with Aang was supposed to be very good in the cartoon. It was like they were supposed to be best
Yeah.
friends. Like, yeah, we're both flying. La, 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 la. But no,
Yeah, that was really rushed though. Like I didn't have time to actually like
realize
for that to sink in. It was like
or-
30 seconds of them flying together, and all of a sudden they're friends.
Also,
I'm like,
Here's
Okay.
another
I know,
thing. With
I
this
know,
kid.
exactly.
This kid had like a big part in like 2 or 3 episodes. Like he had plenty of time to be like, to like put his
I
mark on
know.
the show, but like
Yeah,
he
but he
was
just-
so mid.
And trust me, and believe it, he did put his mark on the show. A bad mark. It made me not want. It makes me not want to watch those episodes again. Those were
Honestly,
probably the weakest
those
of the
episodes
show.
are like the weakest ones.
Omashu
like the
episodes
second and third
were
episode
poor.
really sucked.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Episode 2 and 3.
and part of
The
it was 'cause of this
Omashu
kid.
episodes were just so trash. It was because the 2 people in F tier, Boomy and the kid.
Yeah,
Like,
they
they
just
just-
did not deliver.
Fuck.
They had
They
too
were
much of a role in the
shit-stained.
show
Yeah,
for like
They
how
were
much friend time they
shit-stained.
had. Acting
skid
ability
mark.
though, skid mark. I gotta agree.
They're a goddamn skid mark on
I'm
the
trying to
show.
come up with like an example because like it's kind of hard to explain, but yeah,
Yeah.
like his just acting wasn't very good.
I didn't buy into his acting. Yeah.
Nah.
So yeah, F tier
So,
with
yeah.
Boomy.
F tier with Boomy, and then next I think we're gonna do this Water Tribe lady. She got a big smile on her face. I don't. know
Oh,
her
that's
name.
the healer
Yeah.
teacher.
The healer.
F tier.
What the
She
hell?
was just pointless.
She didn't do anything. I'm
I
doing
don't-
F.
I don't-
F tier.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
She
that's
was-
what I'm saying.
She was
Yeah.
cringe.
Pointless.
she was
There
cringe.
was
F
no
tier. That's
point
it.
in her
Moving on.
existence. Yeah. There was
Cringe.
no point in her existence, bro.
Cringe. Period. Let's go.
I
Anyways,
don't like
move
how
on.
they freaking made her the person that was like telling Katara about the
I'm changing F tier to cringe.
the cringe.
Yeah, so far they have been nothing but cringe characters.
Yeah,
That's why they're
I'm doing
in
that
it.
too.
Cringe. Cringe.
Cringe is a good.
Do you include the E or is it
good
just
example.
C-R-I-N-G?
CRING. E. My bad.
Okay.
There's an E.
Just making sure.
Cringe?
Kring.
But like, yeah, I don't like how like she kind of replaced the role with Paku of telling Katara like
Yeah.
she can't waterbend.
She just did a lot worse of a job than
She was also
Paku.
in the end too, where I don't know. Yeah, it was cringe. I'm not going to explain
Cringe.
myself.
Yeah,
I
it's
explained myself
super
enough. I
boring.
mean.
Yeah, we've explained ourselves enough. That's enough for us here. All right. Damn, there's some hard ones coming up that are gonna make me reconsider. I feel like I need to move
Yeah.
Jet to S tier.
Yeah, I had
Because-
him in S, and then I moved him to A because you guys had him there. But I think he
Yeah.
belongs in S.
Like he's not a likable character, and he didn't have enough time to really put his mark on the show. But I thought
His
he
acting
really
was really
did a
good.
great job. Yeah. But
He
all
did
of
an
this
excellent job
being
with Jet.
said, makes me want
Let's
to
get rid of some of the other filler characters.
Okay, yeah. Let's do some.
yeah, let's do the Fire Nation guy with the sideburns.
Yeah.
Oh,
C
yeah.
C tier. He was just
I don't
there.
know. He had a little
Or-
bit of a big part towards the end.
Towards the end, you're right. I
The
mean,
guy was
I'd either
the
put
guy
him
was
in
just
high
fucking
C.
wishy-washy though.
That's what I'm saying. I'm either gonna put him in high C or B.
Hold on.
Like he was
Yeah,
just
I don't-
kind of there.
Let me.
His character was all over the
He-
place, to be honest.
He didn't have a mark of like character. Like he didn't. His character
I don't know
was all
what
over the
you're
place.
talking about.
He was wishy-washy.
No B.
I didn't know whether he was gonna side with Zhao or if he really cared
Zhao
about
or
Zuko.
Zuko.
And then all of
Yeah.
a sudden, Iroh changed his mind just with his Iroh words, and all of a sudden he loves Zuko again. He's like,
I
"Oh,
know.
Zuko,
Yeah.
Zuko cares about us again. Oh my God, you're right,
That is a
Iroh."
byproduct of bad writing, though, as well.
It's bad writing.
Not
yeah,
necessarily
that's
the
true.
actor's fault.
That's true. The guy didn't do a bad job acting.
I feel like
wise.
I mean,
I feel like that's something to be said. All the actors I think were greatly challenged by the script.
True.
Like this is like I think it's like hardcore
Yeah.
mode for acting. This whole script was.
Yeah.
So I don't
I'm
know if I
thinking
should hate on him
C-tier.
too much.
I'm thinking
Yeah,
C tier as well.
I'm thinking that too.
I mean,
Because I do want to give him the
He's
benefit
just-
of the doubt, but he definitely wasn't good.
he wasn't memorable. Is my problem. Like I kind of barely remember scenes with him in it. I remember the scene where he.
and he's in it a
was
lot.
talking
That's the
to-
thing.
Yeah, he is.
I
in
remember
it
the scene
too
where he was
much,
talking
honestly.
to Iroh, and that's just
Actually,
about
you know what?
all I
I'm
remember.
putting him a D tier.
He's in it too much. He's going
I
high
just
D.
remembered something. He
High D. Okay, I'll
I
agree
just
with
realized, just because his emotion was all over the place, like sometimes he'd be really angry and other times he'd be really chill. It felt his character felt very inconsistent.
Yeah.
Like I don't feel like the actor really
Mm.
embraced this guy. Although I don't really know who this guy's supposed to be in the.
That's
That's
too.
yeah, I don't know
yeah,
who he was
so-
supposed to embrace, but
I don't know.
he
I put him
definitely
in D.
didn't. He definitely didn't make him his own. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He wasn't able to like grasp
He-
his
feel like what
character.
it
I
was-
feel like in a good, like if he were really owned the role, he would have had a little bit more of a lasting impression on us.
I
You
agree.
know what I'm saying?
I think what it
But
was
it
is the
kinda just-
actor played
It
the
went
character.
It went by the wayside.
He played the character true to the way the script wrote the character, and that's just about that. Just about
Yeah.
it.
I don't
Like,
even think the
the
script,
script
wrote
writing for him-
anything.
Very black and white.
Very poor, very black and white. That's it.
Yeah, in
Well,
the
high
script,
D
it says like
works.
in the brackets, pick your emotion for this line. We don't know.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, I'd have to agree. High D works, for sure.
All right, now you guys want to do the Water Tribe avatar? Forgot his name.
Oh,
yeah.
Starts with a K. What's his name?
God, I've heard it like a million times. I always forget.
Yeah.
Avatar, the last waterbender avatar.
Yeah.
I'd have nothing. Like, he's a beautiful looking man. I want to say
Yes. Very pretty.
that.
Yeah,
all
think
the
he did a bad
waterbenders
job.
have very dominant.
I honestly
feel
liked
about
him a little bit more than Roku. I think I'm doing mid to high B.
What was his acting like? I'm trying to remember. It's kind of slipping my mind.
To be honest, it was very blank. He didn't really have much of a personality.
His name's Kuruk.
Kuruk, yeah.
Kuruk, that's right.
And he was
he
very
def-
blank.
He definitely carried himself in a very Avatar-like way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like he
I
felt
agree.
like the Avatar when he was on screen. You know what I'm saying?
I would
Yeah,
have
he
to
did
agree
feel
with
like the
that.
Avatar.
I'll
He's
either
very
put him.
affirmative.
I'm
or
thinking
affirmative is the
either
word.
low B or C, but higher than Roku.
I definitely think he was
I'm
better
putting
than
him
Roku.
with Roku.
I agree. I think he was better than Roku as well.
I don't know if they're...
See, it's the same thing with Roku though. There's not really a lot going on. He was like in the show for like.
Honestly, you,
Yeah,
you just
like-
want
Yeah,
to
but
throw
he's-
Kyoshi in there too? See?
No,
Oh, the Avatar?
I,
Yeah,
I think Kyoshi was cool.
I was thinking the same thing actually.
She was cool?
Well, Aaron, you give your thought? Because I think it's a little different to mine.
I mean,
I mean, she...
I don't really
she
have any
kinda-
complaints
She took
with
control
Kyoshi.
over Aang's body. Like, that's about it.
she was affirmative, she was rude, and she was kind of badass. Like, isn't that kind of Kyoshi's character?
it is. Yeah.
And her actor was cool, or her actress. So I'm thinking
I
like B
think-
tier or something like B.
I have a complaint though. I think it's kind of similar to some other characters in this show. Her role felt a little forced, and also to her like dominance, like how Kyoshi is, was basically being kind of mean and like very straightforward. I think
Mhm.
was a little pushed a little too hard.
Right.
Like it almost felt a little fake to me, which is why I want to put her in C tier with the rest of the avatars.
I'm going to do the same.
Yeah, I don't know.
because-
I think that complaint's valid, but I don't think it makes her the same level as Roku valid. Because I think Roku and Kuruk was just there for like 5 scenes total. Roku
I'm gonna-
was just boring.
I'm putting them
In-
all in C tier in the order of Kyoshi,
Kyoshi, Kuruk, and Roku.
and Roku.
I'm gonna
They all
put her
give
in
and
B
takes for me.
tier.
I all thought that they could have been better. And they probably could have been worse too. So,
Yeah.
C tier.
I think
Again-
they could have all been a lot worse, but I think all things considered, they did a decent job with Kyoshi. I didn't feel like her appearance or existence in the show was forced. You know, with the way that she showed up on Kyoshi
Right.
Island, but I would agree with the fact that her personality was almost too much.
Yeah.
But
It
I
was
do
too
think
much.
they did a decent job, and I'm gonna leave her in B
All right, well, I'm going
because
to C.
Alrighty,
with-
sounds good.
Eddie, what's up,
Oh,
dude?
something else to say, Aaron?
I was just gonna say if you took that away, her personality being too much, yo, my goat streamer, oh Eddie, I love you. Then I'd put her in A because I think if they just toned it back on her personality, she'd be A.
Yeah.
She was not
That's
in the
what I'd
show
say.
nearly enough to be an A.
Well, I mean, she's not in the cartoon nearly enough, but people still, call her an ST character.
I don't think she's an S tier character. I don't think any. I think my favorite old Avatar is Roku, but I also don't think he's S tier.
Yeah. But he has a lot of screen time. Like, he has a
Yeah.
whole episode.
Yeah, he
Exactly.
does, doesn't he?
That's why
Yeah.
I think.
I'm
he's my
hoping
most
we get
favorite
like a
show.
whole lot of screen time in the new or upcoming season in the live action. That'd be really cool to see.
I hope so.
Yeah. Season
Anyways.
3,
Better.
him and Ozai, or
So-
Sozin, have like a full episode for their backstory.
Right? Yeah,
William
they're
and
like
I-
best friends, aren't they?
I've got C tier. Aaron's got B tier.
Wardo's the last airbender. We found him, guys.
We found him.
Eddie is the last Airbender. Yo.
You guys wanna get the last two filler characters out of the way? Or no, there's a few left. Fuck.
Yeah, let's get the rest of the filler
Quite
ones
a
out of
lot
the way.
of filler
Alright,
characters
here,
left.
Here. I'm gonna lead this little speed run. All right, let's do the ex-lover of the princess. I forgot what his fucking name was.
Oh, yeah.
him?
I'm putting high B, bro.
Cringe.
He killed
Cringe.
He
He
did
was
kind of
nice,
kill
right?
it,
Cringe.
but
it. Cringe. He was nice, right?
I think he did alright,
He did his
actually.
thing. He was like, he let Sokka take the wheel. You know.
he did.
He was like, my
I
time
liked
has
that
come.
moment.
Sokka, it's your turn. You take the wheel, bro. And he has some
I
good
do
action
like
scenes
when
too,
he
right?
said he did have some cool action scenes. I liked his character. His character was like he was the action character, in your average action.
Did he have a good
Movie.
fight scene too with
And I
the
like-
father guy?
I think he was having some
Choreography.
good
I don't
hand-to-hand
remember.
combat. Yeah, at the end.
I don't quite
You know what's
remember.
funny
but
about this guy? His role is backwards in the show. He's like mean and kind of a bully to Sokka.
Oh
I-
yeah.
that doesn't
He actually
surprise me.
infiltrates the ship.
Oh, shit.
With the Fire Lord or with old armor from the Fire Nation.
Oh yeah.
Do you guys remember that?
Yeah,
And Commander
I do.
Zhao just like eats him off the
Yeah.
ship.
Oh,
Remember
They,
that?
I
they
do
made him a
remember
lot
that.
more likable in the.
They did.
Yeah.
He's a
Okay,
lot more likable
maybe-
in this.
Maybe since his character is not very true, we throw him in like the low B or high C.
I won't put him in B. You guys changed my mind.
I'll put him in
He
B.
actually was cool.
I'll
He
put
was
him in
nice.
B, low
About
B.
him. Really?
I think this is like one of the times where we can look at the way that they changed this character and be like, okay, that was a good change, a positive
Good change,
that,
yeah.
like, I think benefit the show, which
Well,
most
I
of
do
these
like-
characters didn't really have that.
The best part for him was when he said to Sokka, he was like, "Protector" or some shit.
Yeah.
Like that was cool. I really like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's a cool guy.
Anyways.
Oh, before we go on to the next one, I want to
Yeah.
answer Wardo's question real quick.
Oh yeah.
Is the show as good as the cartoon? Oh God, no.
Hell no.
Nowhere close. It's like 2% of what the cartoon was.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's for a different video.
I don't really have too much to add to that. That's true. I agree. Let's go with the crippled kid's father.
Ah,
I
yes.
think-
What's his name?
I have
He was
no
cool.
fucking clue, honestly.
I mean, like I said
Not
before,
really.
that those,
Bro was all over the place. I have no fucking clue what bro did at the end of the day.
yeah,
Yeah.
those
Did he do
episodes were all
something
kind
bad,
of
or
a
did
fever
he do
dream.
something
Yes.
good?
They were all
Did-
a fever dream.
Did he
Oh,
do something
yeah,
bad or
because-
good? Like, what was he even doing? Like, I don't know. They did a poor
Yeah.
job explaining what his purpose was.
That's true.
I don't know if I should like blame it on the
purpose.
actor though, or like the writing.
I know
can't.
it's tough to
I'm
differentiate.
not gonna blame it on the actor. I'm definitely gonna blame it on
Did he play the
writing.
character right?
But his
I
character,
don't even know.
I will
he
say
played
the
character.
the guy as an actor did a good job. Like, he played a good character. He could have played a
I
good
kind of want to
character.
put him
But,
with the guy with the sideburns.
I agree. He's going high D. Because I feel like there was potential, but the writing just really, really gave him the short end of the stick.
What do you think, Aaron?
I agree. I don't know.
Because I guess his acting was pretty good. I mean, I felt his emotion, and
He was just kind of bullshit. Like his character was
like his character was dumb, but I
Right.
think he did good with what he had. Pretty
I
good.
liked his
anyway.
I liked his acting. He was a very sweet guy. You know, he's kind of he
Yeah.
was likable,
Certainly
He's a
better
likable
than his
person.
son.
but he's a likable guy. But he was just so all over the place. He's so right.
It's hard to judge things like this because like half of the problem is the terrible
Yeah.
writing in the show.
Exactly.
Like he
But-
didn't like.
But that is,
I think
is
they were
part of
trying
it,
to portray.
right?
Yeah,
That is part of
I
the
think they were trying to
character is the way
portray.
they wrote him.
They were trying to portray some sort of like a redemption arc with him being like, oh, he's a good guy now.
All
But it
within
was just
like
kind of like
24 minutes.
nah, like 24 seconds. Like all I
Yeah.
remember his redemption being was him saying like, "You're right. I can't. I have to rat on the Fire Nation." And then he shows up at the end with all the guys next to Boomy.
And
Like,
yeah,
it
he
was
still ended up.
cringe.
All I
he's-
remember.
He still ended up making those blueprints for that Fire Nation weapon.
Yeah, and that's what Zhao used. Like it was
Yeah.
kind of pointless.
Way too
Like,
rushed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Alright,
I
going
don't know.
high
Moving
D
on.
tier.
high
D,
D,
D
yeah.
tier.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And
that
then
works.
I'm gonna go to the grandma. I think she's
Cringe.
fucking.
She was
low-key, bro.
cool.
Nah, she did not capture
Cringe.
my
She was-
like the grandma in the cartoon is like
Yeah,
Hey.
no, you're right. You're
She's
right.
a-
Grandma
she's
in the
like
cartoon's
sweet-
badass.
this grandma
She
was
was
like
there for
gave me,
monologue.
like, scary
She was a monologue
vibes.
character.
Yeah, this
Yeah,
this
monologue
grandma
too.
was like she was a monologue narrator. She was the damn narrator, bro.
She was
Yeah.
like the dungeon master or something.
And then
it was
at-
genius.
She
Add
was
all
the
that-
dungeon master.
into like hella creepy vibes with like weird facial
Yeah.
expressions. And
She
that's
did
like,
have weird
D
facial
tier.
expressions.
No, remember they would say something and she'd like come around the corner and be like, "He's
Yeah,
the,
bro.
he's the Avatar," and like she would disappear back around
Yeah.
the corner.
She
That
this,
was
Awful.
I will say this actress needs to like try her luck in horror movies because fuck, she would be so creepy.
Bro,
Like, they
maybe we,
Someone needs to cast her as like the next fucking.
Is that
like,
why she's in
Jason or
D
something.
tier? Because she did a good job being creepy? Like fuck,
Well, she's
maybe
not
we should
supposed
throw
to
her
be
in
creepy.
cringe tier.
She's supposed to be endearing
was-
and like.
That's what I'm saying. Like, should we throw
The
her in
wise
cringe
grandma.
tier? Like she
And
was,
then-
Remember when they had her say the intro a second time in the first
Yes.
episode?
she said the full damn intro.
Yeah, that
Every-
Yeah.
just
word
takes
for
us back
word.
to what William said.
Like, what?
She's like
Nah,
literally
she's
the
the dungeon
monologuer.
master.
Yeah,
She's going in cringe tier, bro.
I'm going
Nah,
cringe
she's-
too, bro. I'm pissed.
She's going
Yeah.
straight to cringe tier. Fuck.
She was cringe for sure. All right, last real two filler characters. Then we can get to the,
The,
good.
the Earth King
good
grandma
ones.
lady, right?
The Earth Grandma. She was good.
Yeah, Kyoshi Mama. I liked her.
I'm
I
going,
really liked her.
I'm
actually.
going. Wait, I'm trying to think. She
So
was
here's
chilling.
my 2 cents.
She
I
she
think-
approved of Sokka, right? And like. What's
Yes.
that?
So that
Yeah.
okay, I have like a whole thing to say about her, low key, because at the beginning when she shows up in the show in Kyoshi Island, she's like very skeptical on whether to accept bringing Aang in, and then
Right.
she's like, okay, we'll give him a chance, and then you can see throughout the whole period of being on Kyoshi Island, she like sees Sokka and Suki, and she like smiles and she kind of likes it, which
Mhm.
is so unheard of in that generic situation where the
Yeah.
unknown guy gets with the daughter. The mom was always like, "I'm gonna," but she was very approving and like kind, and I thought that was very cool. I don't know.
Honestly,
I thought that was really awesome. So
I
I'm gonna
was
throw
expecting
her in
her-
B.
to be very unlikable, but
Me too.
like you said,
Same.
she like accepted Sokka, and I was like, oh, I was
Yeah.
under the impression that she was gonna be like a rude to Sokka, and she was just gonna be
Mm-hmm.
like unaccepting and like I don't approve type shit, but nah.
Exactly.
And she kicked ass at the end, so high B.
And she kicked ass.
Are we going?
B
do
for
we,
sure.
do we put her in B or A?
I'm putting her in
Uh,
B.
Yeah, there wasn't really enough
I
to
mean-
put her in A.
High B.
Yeah, I'll put her in
High
high B, directly below Sozin. I think Sozin still
Something to
belongs in
note
A.
too. I don't think she's not in the cartoon. She's a brand new character as well.
Really?
That's cool.
Because the head of the Kyoshi Island is a dude in the
Oh.
cartoon.
Okay.
I don't remember that. That's cool. Okay, she was a great addition then in that case.
And yeah,
Yeah,
I have
I
no
thought she
complaints
was
about her
good.
actor. She had
Um,
cool character development for the time she did have, and I think
Yeah,
she played her really well.
I think that's an
She was
example
also badass.
of
It's
the
kinda funny.
of like one of the only moments of good writing or decent writing in the show. It was her.
Yeah, for
She
real.
did a great job. Her and Gyatso, great writing for those two characters. Anyways,
Alrighty. Who's
All right.
next?
this last
The assassin
bitch.
lady.
Bruh.
Yes. Oh wait, hold on. Before we do that, I
Yeah.
want to answer another one of Widow's questions.
All right.
Okay.
Maybe you guys want to answer it. Is the show good
Okay.
at all? Recommend watching it? Question mark.
Hmm.
I do recommend watching it. Yeah. I recommend
Yeah.
watching it to anybody who liked the cartoon for sure.
It's definitely.
It's not
something
unwatchable.
that I would want to check out if you watch the cartoon, if you like it.
I don't know. Some parts kind of unwatchable, to be honest.
Some
Some
parts
parts-
were cringe enough to be unwatchable, but the show overall was definitely not unwatchable. And I overall enjoyed it more than I didn't enjoy it.
I personally, if you haven't seen the cartoon in a long time, I would watch that.
Sure. I would agree with William. Definitely, if you need a refresher on the cartoon, watch that and then the live
Because
action.
this
But the
is-
live action's not. It's
This
not
is a very distilled, diluted,
It's not.
heavily diluted
Yeah.
version of the cartoon.
Right.
But it's not hearsay. Like it's.
It
not
stands on its
hearsay
own
at all.
feet. It does stand on its own feet.
Yeah,
Like, barely, but it does, in my opinion.
I agree. It's not hearsay. It does its job.
I agree.
Anyways, this assassin woman.
Cringe.
She's fine.
Bruh,
Like,
she was
I guess.
she was just there. Like she was just there. She was there. She had attempts to
You
flirt
know
with
what?
Iroh.
D tier.
Yeah, I'm
Oh
throwing her.
god,
in
I
D
hated the
tier, bro.
Iroh flirting scenes. Those were horrific.
Yeah.
Am I the only one that thinks that?
It was just cringe.
was so, like-
she's teetering
I
on
don't know.
cringe tier, and
Yeah,
honestly,
but
she-
I want to put her on D.
in the cartoon,
put her in
she's
D though.
she's not too different from her character in the cartoon, though. You know?
You're right. Yeah.
Agreed. That's why
The only thing
D
that's different about her is she's
accurate.
attracted to Iroh instead of Iroh being attracted to her.
Oh, is that what it's like in the cartoon?
And I think
Okay.
that really ruined it. Some of her character because it was really out of character. It's like she's like this badass,
That's a
doesn't
good
put up with
idea,
bullshit,
Yeah.
bounty hunter, and then randomly her character goes, "Oh, he's such a cute little Iroh."
Old
Like
man.
it was really silly,
Yeah, it
way
was
out of
weird.
character. I didn't like that, which makes me want to put her in like maybe like higher D tier, mid D tier.
Mm.
I'm gonna put her in like mid to low D tier. I'll probably put her above the cabbage guy, and then Ty Lee is at the very bottom end.
I'm gonna
of D
put her
tier.
at the top of D tier because I didn't really mind her, but yeah, the Iroh thing was a little weird. I thought she did fine. She's
Well,
very, very.
Maybe
mid,
she's
but
C tier.
I
Maybe
can
she's
do
C tier.
I can do C tier, Loki,
because
because that was the only complaint, really, right?
But
Yeah, it was.
there was the I do agree with you, what you said.
Guys, Eddie says, I think I'll rewatch the cartoon and watch the live action afterwards.
Yeah, good idea, bro.
I agree
Yeah.
with that. Good idea for sure.
That's a great idea.
So
Yeah.
now we're in here. We're in it, and I think we should start with Zhao.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, yeah,
Zhao.
with Zhao.
So you guys mind if I
Gabe,
if I give my
go
opinion?
ahead.
Go ahead,
I know
start.
you have. I know you got strong opinions, brother. Go ahead.
So I was cringing at this fucking guy the whole time. I kept trying to like him.
Yeah.
I kept trying to be like, yeah, this is Zhao. You know, he's fucking badass. He's smart. He's intimidating. He's none of these things. He's none of these things in the show. He's
You're
very
right, he's
unlikable.
not any of
He's
those
very
things, you're right.
cringe. He's very creepy. You want to think that he's cold, clean, and calculated, but he just comes off as like
A loser.
Is just a loser.
A loser.
A pushover.
He is just a
He's
loser.
a pushover. He is a baby. He literally is a crybaby at the end of the show. He just gives real crybaby vibes. He gets his ass whooped by Zuko. I don't know about you guys, but I'm thinking low D or cringe.
Cringe. I'll.
So
Because he
here's
had
another
such a
thing to
big
think about,
part, you know?
his acting was not good either.
His acting wasn't great, which is weird.
Like there's
'cause he's
so
not
many
a bad
scenes where like,
actor.
is he not? Like, is he no an
No.
actor?
He's a good actor, but he did not
He picked
do his job with this character.
a very weird persona for Zhao.
I
He did
agree.
pick a
That
very
I did
weird
not
persona
like.
for sure.
He would talk really weird. He would like look in the camera and say stuff that just
I don't think he ever raised
felt
his
very
voice.
monologue.
Like
He wasn't
his
a good
volume
villain.
stayed at a room level volume the whole damn show.
yeah, he was a terrible villain. like,
I'm throwing him in low tier. Like
He's the pure
Here?
opposite of the Zhao in the cartoon.
Yes.
yeah. I think
And
if
So what are we thinking? Low D or cringe?
Low D or cringe?
Because cringe is
I
is
think low D as
fucking
well.
bad, right?
Yeah.
Here's the thing,
cringe
though.
is
He is
cringe.
cringe. every
He
time I
is
saw him,
cringe.
remember when we were watching it, I was always like complaining about this guy. He would say
I
something,
know.
and then it would be goofy. It would sound goofy.
I kept waiting for him to get intimidating and be like, "Oh shit,
Yeah.
okay, Zhao's not fucking around." That never happened. So
No,
I can
yeah,
do cringe.
'cause
I'm gonna do cringe.
He kept being this calm, cool, and collected version of Zhao that just doesn't work half the time.
And he wasn't.
You have to
He
have-
wasn't. He wasn't even calm, cool, or collected too. Which is,
Yeah.
No, he was just dumb, and dumbass. That's what he
Yeah.
was.
so,
And I don't know if like
Yeah.
I don't know what they were trying to do with this character either, because like in the cartoon, he is a commander, becomes an admiral for his skill, which makes sense if you work in the military.
Right.
And they were almost trying to make it seem like in the show, he was getting those ranks because of his relationship with Azula.
Right.
And because he literally said, you know, Iroh, I don't have a lot of experience in battle, but they give him the rank admiral and they have him lead an entire fleet to
Right.
arguably the most hardest place to invade
Yeah.
in
Yep.
the Last Airbender universe.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't make any sense. And that's like
Yeah,
complaints in the
right next
writing,
to Ba Sing
but
Se.
it makes me think they were trying to make him kind of like more of a puppet for the Fire Lord than anything else.
Right.
They
Which
were.
I didn't like
They
that.
were.
It was bad writing.
It was bad writing because Zhao is supposed to be like a threat to Zuko and Iroh's existence in this universe.
Oh, he's not at all in
Yeah,
this one.
yeah.
Yeah, he's supposed to be a huge threat to their
Also, too,
their mission.
remember one of those scenes like when the Avatar escaped, when Zuko frees him, he like walks outside it and he says the Avatar escaped. It was like really cringy. Like he like looked around all goofy and said, "The Avatar
yeah.
escaped."
What was up
Yeah,
with that?
that's true.
That was
Okay.
one of the
That
most
was-
cringe
that
parts
was-
in the show.
I
Yeah.
100% agree. I
Yeah.
remember that shit.
I
That shit
vividly
was
remember
dick.
that, bro. He walked out like he
too.
just got like a cum shot. or
Woken up from a
something.
dream. Oh
No, he walked
oh.
out like he just got something like had some
Like-
of it in the back.
Like yeah, like he walked out and someone did it on his back. And
Like
he
someone
was like,
ripped a butt plug out of him all of a sudden.
The Avatar has escaped.
Oh.
That shit was
So,
disgusting.
It
Speaking
was
of
terrible.
speaking of bad villains and cringe. And,
Okay, bro.
Like I think we're gonna turn it around and talk about the real commanding force in this show of villainy, and that's fucking S tier in my opinion. Fire
Yeah,
Lord Ozai.
immediately. S tier.
Yes. Ozai.
This is a
Daddy Ozai.
perfect
Daddy
Daddy Ozai
Ozai
casting.
for real.
Like this guy
Bro,
is,
Daniel Day Kim is sex.
This guy
He embodies
is-
sex.
He is all the things that Zhao is not. He's cool, commanding, intimidating,
Sexy,
scary
badass.
looking,
He looks royal.
pretty, fucking
Very
diamond shaped face. Like he looks
It's
like
exactly
he'd
how
fuck you up.
Ozai is in the cartoon.
Yeah, he's very accurate to the cartoon, great acting, and he has no chill, bro. He'll fuck up his kids.
What is it? Chad Ozai versus what's the opposite of Chad? What do they call it?
Beta Zhao?
Beta.
Zhao?
Beta
Zhao.
Zhao. Chad
below
Ozai
Beta.
and Beta Zhao.
I don't know.
Dick.
Yeah.
I
But
don't
yeah,
know.
Daddy
Fucking
Ozai.
Trash. Daddy
actor was
Ozai for
killer.
real.
It was
Daniel
very
Day
weird.
Kim is so cool. Daniel Day Kim's
Yeah.
a great actor.
It was kind of unique seeing much more Ozai in the live action, but I think he did
Yeah.
it pretty well.
I thought it lent
Daniel Day
itself
Kim.
to the show, yeah.
He played him really well.
He's son from Lost.
I know. Yeah.
Oh, is
Yeah,
it?
A lot of range in this actor.
He's an
bro. This is
incredible-
a good actor.
Yeah, he's a great actor.
He's
Okay.
probably
Yeah,
the more
he's,
popular actor in the show.
Yeah, he's probably the biggest actor in the show.
They wrote him really well, and he played his part really well. I have no complaints for sure. So S tier.
Agreed. I'm
Agreed,
excited
for
to
sure.
see him in the future seasons. Yeah.
Do we want to do Azula next, since we're on the,
Wow.
or do we
okay.
want to,
Should we go for Azula now?
since we're kind of in like that royalty circle right now?
I think we all have the same opinion on her, so.
Immediately into the cringe tier. Yeah. She was terrible.
She's going right to
So-
the bottom of cringe.
So here's the thing. we have our basis for how we're ranking these characters. Acting, we have
Poor.
true to the character,
Poor.
and we have
Actually, true to the
likability in the show. And those are all bad, and worse.
Yeah.
Also, she
So-
shouldn't be in this season. There's no reason for her to
She
be
just
in
shouldn't
this
be there.
Yeah, they couldn't even tell the story from what was in season 1. It was way too compact and rushed. Putting her in there just made it even worse.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was terrible.
Mm.
Bro,
Really
she's
poor
like
writing.
she's the bottom cringe tier.
Also,
And then
too,
directly
like,
above her is the wheelchair child.
what were they trying to do with her? Like, I didn't. Azula in this show is like super cold and calculated. She's a
Yes.
prodigy. She's
Yes.
intelligent. She's really good at what she does.
Funny, and she makes jokes.
Very athletic.
She's not a stone cold cringe unhappy bitch.
She's like
Well, she's like stuck up and like
Yeah.
jealous of Zuko, and I don't get it. Why?
she has Ozai's like, you know, like evil, but she has like a, you know, her own sort of like confidence that she owns in the cartoon.
Yeah, she really does.
But she doesn't
Which
have
makes
either
her,
of
like-
these. She's just unlikable. Plus, I know this isn't really her fault, but they wrote her character in just a horrible way into the show.
God.
Which I
There were
understand they're trying
moments-
to set her up for future seasons, but like Azula can set herself up, bruh. Like you don't need.
They didn't have
her
enough
to, like,
time to have her in
this.
season.
Agreed.
Think of this. There were moments too where I was like, are they gonna try to set up like a redemption Azula arc? And it
Oh,
like
yeah.
there should never be a moment where
Where you
you
think
think
that.
that about this character.
Yeah.
Like
I hated her
even in
attitude.
the slightest. Fucking hated it.
Like,
Just
I don't-
terrible
Also,
character.
too, her choreography was terrible. She was not very.
She was
She doesn't seem
cringe.
very coordinated at all. Remember when
No,
she
no.
almost like looked like she fell over when she tried to do the
Doing the
lightning
lightning thing? Yeah, that
She
shit
almost
was
like stumbled
hilarious.
forward.
Oh,
That was
yeah.
That shit was
What?
so fucking funny.
Top 5 moments of the show right there. Yeah.
Top 5.
Like,
cringe
what was
moments
that?
of the show.
That was like the Zhao scream.
That was worse
Yeah.
than the Zhao scream, bro.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Zhao was
Okay.
almost better than she was, to be honest.
Let's move on.
Let's go to the Earthbender girl. What's her name again?
Suki.
Zuki.
Zuki is awesome. I say A or S for her.
I'm going.
Honestly, I'm going S. Like, there's no complaints for this character. I just
Yeah.
have no complaints for her. Like, I know she was a very smaller character in this show, but compared to the cartoon, I think they did a great job.
I can
I
do
think-
S
I don't have any complaints.
because I don't have anything.
William,
She's much
stand
like
awfully
Um,
silent.
in my opinion.
Yeah, I think she played Zuki really well too.
I agree, Gabe. Much
Although
like
I
that,
don't
for sure.
think they did it like if we're talking like character wise, like the actor for Jet played Jet really well. I don't think she played Suzuki as well as Jet, or like
Right.
like the actor didn't play Zuki
Right.
Mhm.
like perfectly.
Right.
That said, she doesn't need to. I do think the way she was introduced was a little subpar. I'm trying to think of an example. Like she does a lot of standing around and staring.
Right.
Mhm.
And her character kind of unfolds toward the end, I guess. But I kind of want to put her like at the top of my B tier list.
Mm,
That's fair.
okay.
I get that.
Yeah.
I'm
The
trying to
reason
think of
I'm-
more examples.
The reason I think I'm gonna put her in A or S, probably A.
Yeah. A
is
seems a bit more
because
realistic.
Her chemistry with Sokka really won me over. That was like the
Yeah.
probably like
Okay,
the
you're
worst
right.
thing for
agree.
They
me.
did have good chemistry.
Like it,
I think that
once,
was
once these
awesome.
two got on screen together, there was definitely something going on where I was just.
It was
like,
kind of
I wanna
mesmerizing.
I want to see more of this.
It was. Yeah.
Like, They bounce off each other very well.
I'm gonna add on to
Sokka's-
that, Gabe.
Sokka's innocent, like sort of, personality where he wants to please everybody, paired perfectly with her like stronger demeanor. You could tell that she was kind of
Mhm.
fascinated by him, being a dude
Mhm.
and being from like out of, what she's used to.
Being foreign.
And I thought
yeah.
it was very endearing, and I thought
I
she
think
did a
so,
good job
too.
of portraying that.
Yeah.
It was just like another moment in the show where it was like, this is good writing. Like, I want to watch more of this show just because of these two characters being on screen.
Right.
Like, it was very, very fun to watch them together. So
Yeah, I think you guys are
I'll
actually
agree with-
right. I wasn't thinking about the
chemistry.
so I kind of forgot about that because I was
Right.
thinking about the very beginning of her character.
Right.
And it was a little mid to me, but I didn't think about the chemistry between her and Sokka. I totally forgot about those scenes actually, to be honest.
Right.
mhm.
And I think the chemistry was actually great. I think you guys are actually right. I'm going to move her to the bottom of my A tier list
Okay.
just
Yeah.
because I kind of forgot about those
Okay.
aspects of her.
See, I would be, Aaron, I understand what you're saying with the S tier thing, but
Mhm.
I think her character relies a little too heavily on Sokka's character to justify putting her in S tier. But in future seasons, I can totally
Yeah.
see her getting up there. She has the capability of doing that for sure.
Yeah, I moved her down to A tier. I agree.
Right.
I agree for sure.
But
Does that move us
I-
perfectly into
I think we gotta go to our boy here, the guy that
Sokka?
fucking
That's exactly what I'm
single-handedly-
saying. Carried the damn
Sokka.
show. Yes.
Can he get his own tier
My
above S? You
hero.
like this guy, man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm gonna make
he
his
needs
own
like
tier
a-
just called Sokka.
Me
Goat.
too. Sokka tier. Sokka tier.
Like Sokka carried the show. Like
Yeah.
for how horrific the writing was in this show, he did a phenomenal. This guy's a talented actor.
He is.
He's incredible. He's
Oops.
so good.
He is a talented
Sokka
actor.
tier. Gonna be pink.
His personality
it.
fit Sokka perfectly.
He was a
He
great
was
actor.
funny and cringy at the same time. That was
And
great. That was great.
Yes.
One thing I loved the most was how they changed his character. I think they did an incredible job with that. Like, he's now has a more centerfold presence on stage instead of like a side character, comedic relief type of character, which is what he
Right.
was for a very
That's
long
true.
time in the comics cartoon.
It's
And
almost.
I love that they put
Man.
him in a more in
You're
more
right.
of a
They
spotlight.
almost
I
handle
will-
him better than the cartoon.
I was
because
about
he
to
doesn't really
say-
get a lot of development until season 3.
That's what I'm saying,
Yep.
dude. I
It's-
loved it.
In
And as
season
a-
1, if you compare them, both of their characters in season 1, I think this Sokka is a stronger character.
He's just superior. He's superior.
Mhm.
And as someone who was like Sokka was my favorite character as a kid next to Zuko, I love it. I love it so much. It's cool.
Yeah.
Like makes me really like this character again.
It takes
what I
the
mean?
things from the cartoon that Sokka has, and it makes it turns it into something really like, worth watching and
Yeah.
takes development.
yeah.
There's a lot of
Yeah.
development that goes on that I
Like-
feel like they could very much continue doing throughout the seasons.
I
I
agree.
honestly wish he was the main character.
Me too.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say every time Sokka's
would-
on screen,
he
it
would-
makes me
oh.
like want to watch the show.
I
Like
hate to
it
say
makes
it,
me
but
more engaged.
he'd play a good Aang, bro.
If he was about
I want to show some
10
of the
years
screenshots
younger,
we took of his
6 years
face.
younger.
This
Oh
is
my
beautiful
God,
man's
yes.
face.
oh,
This-
good
this-
idea.
Here, guys, check this out. This is our
I was just open our
streamer
Discord.
mode's enabled. Okay, so I can show this. Yeah, look, we were taking screenshots of his face while watching it. Beautiful man.
This is we're big.
I'm
Sokka
scared to show too
fanboys now.
much because this is we don't.
Yeah,
This
it's
is
on
VC,
Discord.
guys.
We're big Sokka fanboys now.
Stays in VC, stays in VC.
We love.
Yeah.
We love. Oh my god.
But yeah, he was a great actor, great facial expressions.
I mean, just look at
Um,
my thumbnail for the live stream. Fuck.
There was highlights
So,
in every episode.
there is
Yeah.
one thing though that's really
Yeah.
different is Sokka.
Sokka.
Like it's very Sokka. Like he did a really good job. Like
Mhm.
I feel like I love character development in season 1 because
Mhm.
they did remove something that was one of his character elements, and actually Matthew's in chat. And he brought this up too.
Right. Right.
Is
Glaringly obvious.
he was kind of sexist, right?
Right.
And part of his
In the
character development
cartoon.
is learning to appreciate women because he was raised in like freaking out in the country,
Right.
where like more
Where
traditional
women didn't have.
men do everything.
Yeah.
Women don't have rights in the Water Tribe either, apparently, especially Northern
Right.
Water Tribe.
Mhm.
So him learning that women can also be independent and strong was something that was removed.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And he does get that in season 1, that progress, especially toward the end with
Right.
I keep forgetting her name. What's her name? The Moon Lady.
I don't know.
Oh my god. It's like Lue or something.
Lue, yeah.
Um. Yeah. So in accordance to that, I honestly was very worried when I heard that was something that they'd be taking away from the show. It was something that was at the forefront of my mind going into it. Like, okay, they're making big changes to Sokka's
Yue.
character. I don't know if they're going to be able to come back from that, but I think one of the true highlights of this show is they were able to kind of give Sokka his own
They made their
character
own.
development that wasn't involving the sexism, but more his own personal growth and being like satisfied and happy with himself, because you see
I agree.
his journey with his father.
I was just gonna bring
which
that up.
They changed that from the cartoon.
Uh-huh.
Like in the show, it's a minor spoiler, but Sokka overheard his father saying that he wasn't proud of him.
He was
and Very
disappointed.
disappointed in him, and
Yeah,
that was one of the
total
last
opposite
things he
of the
ever heard his father say. So that's something that Sokka has to come to terms with throughout the whole show. You see him like self-doubt, but you see his
Which
perseverance
it adds-
shine through, and I think that this development and this change in Sokka's character totally more than makes up for his development in the show.
I really think
coming to appreciate women, because he kind of just appreciates women from the start, but he has a very personal journey throughout it.
I think that adds a
Yeah.
lot more depth to Sokka's character, like, which we don't see in the cartoon.
Mhm.
And he gets
was
that
very-
creation like right away when like he
Right.
sees Zuki destroy all the watermelons with like her
Right.
fan, you know.
Right.
Yeah,
oh.
exactly.
They just
And he
decided
kinda, like-
to do something different with his character, and I thought it
So
really
the
paid off.
sexism was still there, but they toned it down.
Right.
Yeah,
And they
yeah.
actually replaced it with something that I didn't like at first, but it somehow it worked.
Which back to the Suki with the watermelon thing, he pushed her away because of that in that moment, which I
He
thought was
did,
kind of
yeah.
neat. I thought that was kind of a neat moment.
I do gotta say, if I think this also only worked well because of this actor. I think if anyone else did it,
Yeah.
it would have been way worse.
That's
Yeah, this
that's
actor-
fair.
Like this man
Did a
is
great
very
job.
good at
Excelled.
acting.
Mhm.
He's an extraordinary actor.
I think this
Like,
is
there was
the
a point-
one, like him and Ozai are the two characters that I think are like, it couldn't get any better. Like this is a dream cast. They're
Yeah,
made for this
yeah.
role type shit.
I 100% agree, and that's exactly what I said when we saw the first casting. Like, bro looks like Sokka. He just
He really
looks
does.
like the physical rendition of Sokka. It's kind of wild.
Yeah, it's there was a point like in the show like we were only looking forward to seeing this guy because like we
Yeah.
were so sick of like
Yeah.
how they handled all the other characters. And Sokka's like the
Uh-huh.
only last hope in this show.
Every time Sokka was on screen, we were just cheering, clapping.
Yeah.
Just
So-
Taking screenshots of him.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly.
I
Now
think
moving
we should
on.
go.
Do we want to do his
Uh,
brother?
listen,
Or I mean her,
listen.
her
His brother.
sister.
I
His
think we
sister.
I think we should do. I think we should go Zuko, then Iroh,
Zuko.
and then leave Katara and Aang for last.
Okay.
Yeah, let's do
I'm
that.
fine with
So,
that.
because I feel like we're gonna have. All right. We'll do Zuko.
Let's do Zuko.
I'm gonna put Zuko in A tier. I feel really good about it. What do you guys have to say?
Okay.
I
don't
do
have any
agree.
complaints with that. The
I want
only
them
other
in A
thing
tier
I would
as
say
well.
is put him in S tier, but I think there's more time to do that.
I think
I
that
think A tier.
Zuko, his actor, did a good job with the character. I think he's a
I
little
think
bit
so
different from the show. I think the Zuko
like the
from
twist.
the cartoon
Me
is
too.
perfect, and I kind of wish we got that Zuko, but I do think that
Yeah.
this guy. The only thing that was really
He made
different
his
is
own
he had
Zuko.
He bit of a different personality.
I agree
Here's-
with Gabe.
Attitude, I guess I
but-
should say.
I kind of like sassy Zuko.
I
He's
agree
sassy.
with
He's
with
sassy,
you, Gabe, when you say
but he's still mean. He's still like hurt.
He's a teenager.
He's still angsty.
he's still a teenager. Yeah,
He's still
he's still
powerful.
hurt is a big one.
He's still
I like
he does a good job acting as well.
Gabe. I like what you said about. I wish we got the Zuko from the cartoon, but at the same time, I'm glad we didn't, and I'm glad we have a different twist on the character.
I'm glad
You know what I
too
mean?
because it makes me excited for future seasons of Zuko.
Yeah, because I think this guy has extremely high potential to play a great Zuko,
I
and
agree.
my
He looks a lot
biggest
like him too.
He does.
my biggest complaint is they didn't show him cutting off his top knot.
I was about.
Well, that happens in season 2 anyway, right?
Oh, does it? I thought that was like at the very end of season 1. Okay, my
Yeah, it
fault.
happens in season 2. Like
Oh,
first,
okay.
second episode, season
Never
2.
mind. Then I don't have a very big complaint. It's just
I'm gonna put him at the
That's
top
it.
of my A tier.
yeah, he's the top because it goes Zuko, and then
Yeah, same here.
Yatsu and Suki.
He did a good
I
job.
really like-
He was a little different, but he made it work with his own Zuko. I feel like
Mhm.
the only reason why he's not S for me is because I think like I could almost like see the actor discovering his Zuko character throughout the
Yeah.
episodes. Like he got
That's a good way to
better
put it.
as the show went on.
Yeah.
I agree. He did get better as the show went on. By the end of the
What-
by the last
what I-
episode, he was definitely killing it.
Yeah, and what I really like about the actor is you can tell he loves the character. Like he really enjoys playing this character.
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
something I really, really, really like to see. Like
That's
there
true.
wasn't a lot of other characters I could really feel that in, but he was one of them. He was probably the number one that I felt like he really loved the character that he was playing.
He
and I
definitely
loved
put
that.
his
I thought that
all
was
into
awesome.
the character for sure.
I agree. I totally agree. Now,
Alrighty, Uncle Iroh.
So, are we gonna
Iroh?
have vastly different opinions on this? Just a little bit of preface. William is a massive Iroh fan from the cartoon. So, William, I think I'm gonna.
We
let
all-
you
And I
take
just rewatching
first,
season 2. Aaron and
take
I
control on
rewatched
this
season
one.
2, and there's a lot of
Yeah.
Iroh in this, so it's fresh in my mind how Iroh is in the
love him.
cartoon and in the show.
William grew up a
Um,
massive Iroh fan. So, William, I want
Yeah.
you to take.
I'm in the team
take
because
lead
of
on
this
this.
man.
take the
Um,
reins, William. Take the reins.
So I personally don't like the Iroh in the live action. I don't know if it's part of the writing, but I also don't think the actor did a good job playing Iroh because Iroh in the show, he's like Lao Tzu to me. Like the guy who wrote Tao Te Ching. I think he quotes that book a lot in the cartoon, and that's like his embodiment. He's like what is like people will say with Iroh, like he's like the true idea of masculinity. He's humble. What's the word?
Stoic.
He's not as scared to be. He's stoic, but he's also not scared to be embarrassed.
Right.
That's a big thing with him. He's not scared to be embarrassed, but he's also not a pushover. He's a badass, and he says what's on his mind. He does what's right.
Right.
Like for example with Zhao, he doesn't care. Like he didn't think about what Fire Lord Ozai was going to think. He attacked him anyway because he's like, you can't mess with the spirit world.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah. So Matthew kind of put what I was trying to say into words. He has humility. But in the show, I don't get any of that from him, or in the live action, I don't get any of that from him.
Mhm.
He doesn't feel as present. Because in the cartoon, like you hear him talk, you want to listen to him. And when he has something to say, it's like something worth listening to.
Right.
He always has like the best thing to say. In this cartoon or in the live action, it's not like that at all. He rarely has anything. Well, he does sometimes, but it's like 50-50. And I'm having a hard time really liking him. I don't think the actor did a good job at portraying Iroh either. Obviously, the voice is. I love Iroh's voice, but I can't hate the actor for that because it's
Right.
English, speaking English.
Right.
But Iroh's kind of a pushover in this show. I don't know if that's part of like the writing too, but he doesn't have like that superiority.
Right. He doesn't have the
there.
humility,
Like-
and he doesn't also have like a command of himself like he does in the cartoon. You know.
Yeah, like he
I
doesn't
will
seem to know
say-
his character. Like the Iroh in. Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say you definitely have changed my mind a little bit on this because I was a bit more positive on Iroh coming into this, but the accuracy to the show, Iroh is such a unique character that you just don't want to get wrong, and and I don't think the guy did a poor job necessarily. I think he could have done better for sure. I like a couple things about him that they changed too. I like the emotion that they showed with his son in this show, and the
backstory
like,
was really cool. I did like that.
The what am I trying to say?
The Tales of Boss. They did some of the Tales of Bossing say.
Yeah.
In this season, like they played the song "Leaves on the Vine."
I also
in the
liked
background.
his
That was really
best-
cool.
connection
best part.
with Zuko. I liked Zuko and him. At first, it was like a little forced, but they had a couple scenes with his son Lao Ten, I think his name is, or something.
Yeah.
And Zuko's relationship with Iroh was definitely greatly improved in those few scenes and flashbacks, and then you get to also see it connect to present day. So I like that.
I agree.
But
It
all the
does get
things
better throughout the
William
show,
said
the relationship, for
definitely
sure.
definitely holds up. Iroh's such a strong character in the cartoon, and
I'll be
to,
honest.
to see him take.
I'm not a fan of the
down,
chemistry, though, throughout most of the show. Like, it felt forced to me throughout
So-
most of the live action.
Mm-hmm.
They just didn't feel like they clicked to me, and it was kind of weird.
I just think Iroh. I could see that he cared about Zuko throughout the whole show, but he didn't have a command over what he was trying to do like he
There we
did in the cartoon. You know what I'm saying?
In the cartoon, Zuko is like a son to him, but in
Yeah.
this show, he almost feels like more of like a concerned relative. Like, he doesn't want to say
Yeah.
too much because he's not like his dad.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's like a distant like cousin, or I guess like an uncle or something. He is an uncle, but he doesn't really take that role of like really trying to be there for Zuko like he is
Right.
in the show.
Mhm.
He's more passive. He does give Zuko advice, although he
Mhm.
does it very weirdly sometimes. And him being there for Zuko in the show, like, he's always on his side, but it never really felt like it was always the right time to be on his side.
Mm-hmm.
It was almost like they had connection like off screen, and then we go on screen to the next episode, and like all of a sudden there's like some stuff we missed, and now he's
Right.
like defending Zuko, for example, right?
Right.
I personally think they handled Iroh very poorly in the live action.
See, for
I want to
me,
put him in D tier.
For me, I might have to do C, just because I don't want to. Man, I don't know. It's tough.
Oh, I don't
I
like his
totally
choreography either. His choreography was terrible.
Yeah.
It could have been so much better. It could have been so much more. It's just nothing with Iroh too. Iroh is like top tier, like firebender. He can rival Ozai, right? Him and he admits he probably couldn't beat Ozai, but there's a chance he might have been able to, if maybe he was a little bit younger.
The Dragon of the West.
And in this show, he's kind of clumsy and he doesn't do much martial arts, which I don't appreciate
Yeah.
compared to the cartoon. Also, too, in the cartoon, his fire is like big and powerful because he knows how to firebend through breath and through love rather than firebending through anger. And I don't seem to show that in his firebending in the show,
That's true.
in the live action show.
Yeah. See, I'm at a tough spot too with Iroh because I agree with most of the things you said, but I also don't think it was. They definitely could have done worse. I don't think his character's like really ruined yet. I think that they can come back in season 2 and make a lot of improvements on him. But
Yeah.
regardless, the basis, the like foundation of his character isn't really what it is in the show. He doesn't have the same style of wisdom and Lao Tzu that, you know, he has in the show that is such an integral part of his character. And not having that just kind of makes him a different character.
I feel like the
In a lot of
actor didn't
ways.
really know what he was doing either. Like, anytime he said something, he'd like look side to side and say something. I don't know. It felt kind of fake. Like, I don't feel like the actor really
It definitely
fell
gave
into
me, like-
Iroh's shoes very well at all.
Yeah,
You know, he looks
it-
exactly like him.
He looks exactly like
He
him.
does look exactly like him.
But the actor, like, he starts to discover him toward the end,
Yes.
but it gets better. But I don't know. The actor didn't do a very good job playing Iroh.
Yeah, there was definitely some moments where I was like trying to get a grasp on him, but I couldn't really do it. I was like,
The tea
okay,
thing
so
was forced
What's
too.
going on with this guy? Yeah, they didn't really
The
have.
T thing was very forced. I
Tea
agree.
thing was forced. He barely talked.
That was
about
bad
it.
writing, but it's still like a part of it.
Yeah. I'm
His tropes
feeling-
were kind of forced and put too much up front. I feel like
I'm feeling.
I want to put him
low
at
C,
high D
B.
because of it.
What do you think, Aaron?
He has
Low C,
potential.
high D. I don't want to spend too much more time on him though, because we've just.
I think I'm gonna put him at low C.
Yeah,
I'm gonna do the same, but well, I don't know. I feel this is tough for me.
yeah.
Definitely.
I put mine low. I put mine top of D tier. That's where
Yeah.
I'm putting mine.
That is a totally fair placement. I can't decide.
I think the
What
time
made you?
spent
I'm
on him
not-
is justified because everybody loves Iroh. Everyone talks about him. I feel like a lot of people want to feel the same way we feel about him.
Yeah,
He's
'cause
kind of
I
like
think I might meet you at low. At
he's
high
like the
D.
Walmart version of Iroh.
I'm gonna
That's
do
what
that
it is.
too.
He's the Walmart version of Iroh.
I'm gonna do that too. Yeah.
He's still like extremely likable, but going off of everything
Yeah.
that we're ranking these characters on, he's
if I
not.
if I
Iroh.
watched this show without having like recollection of what Iroh was like in the cartoon, I would probably rank him in B.
Yeah.
But to have such an impactful character in the cartoon be kind of reduced to this is definitely deserving of a D tier. Which
Yeah.
is
I don't know.
it's
Let
tough
us know
to
what you guys
say.
think in the comments.
Because
this is a tough. He's tough to rank.
Because he's definitely not unlikable in the show. Like you,
No,
I
he's
still
still
like
an
him.
extremely likable character.
Yeah.
But I think we're gonna be those guys right now, and we're gonna put him in D. I think that's a good call.
Yeah.
I think that's fair. So,
Alrighty,
Katara.
do we do Katara next?
yeah, Katara is.
Cringe.
I'm not gonna throw her in cringe here.
I can't
But
do
she
cringe.
definitely
I
was
can't.
cringe.
She didn't
She
have
was
a
just-
big part in the show, bro.
She was sidelined.
She was forgettable.
Like, what the hell
Mostly
happened?
Very
sidelined.
sidelined. I think you guys remember, like, I consecutively would say, I forget Katara's in the goddamn show. Like, I forgot about her. Like, she just doesn't.
Like,
Bro,
she
she
doesn't
spent
have
the
a
entire
presence on
show
stage.
just being in the background with that scroll in her hands, being like, "Oh, I'm learning waterbending, but I suck." And then all of a sudden,
Yeah.
she's like god tier good.
yeah, it's like she
beats
gets
Paku.
super good off screen
Yeah,
and beats Paku, beats
Yeah.
Zuko, and like it doesn't make.
yeah,
any
she
sense.
whoops Zuko. What the fuck?
Yeah, that's crazy. I might
That's
throw
on
her
some
in
Rey
D.
Skywalker shit.
Yeah.
I'm throwing her in, like,
I'm gonna
She had
do
no
low
character
C
development.
because
I'm-
No character development.
as a character, like William said, no development. A lot of off-screen shit happened, but on the screen, she did play Katara similarly to how she is in the show, in the cartoon. She wasn't super
I would
dislikable
Yeah.
disagree,
to me.
actually,
Really?
because in the cartoon, she's more well, I disagree partially because
Mhm.
she doesn't put up with bullshit. I would say,
Right.
like when she finds out Jet's bad, she puts Jet in his place with Paku. She goes out and confronts Paku, but
she did both of those.
she's
things in the show,
submissive,
too.
submissive in a lot of other areas with her character, which I found kind of weird. Like, for example, her relationship with Sokka. She's very kind of submissive to Sokka,
There really wasn't
in
much
the
of a
live action?
relationship with Sokka, to be honest.
where, yeah, and it's almost like they didn't feel like brother and sister. Where in the cartoon, you know, they're brother and sister. Katara
They
doesn't
banter all the time.
put up with Sokka's bullshit.
Yeah.
She calls him
there
out and
was-
stuff all the time.
There was that one scene where she, like, really fucked with Sokka when they were, like, arguing in that cave, and she was like, "You're not dad," type
You're
shit.
right.
Like, they had their
Yeah.
fair
That's
share
true.
of that sort of thing.
That's
I
crazy.
just-
That kind of
yeah. I-
circles
I just
back
think
to
that
Sokka's
draws back to
development.
her being, like, very forgettable.
I agree.
Yeah, she's very forgettable.
I was gonna say I'm either putting her in low C or I'm putting her in D directly, like above or below Iroh. So
Like, she had no character development, which is kind of blowing me away. Still.
no, I think
can't-
I'm gonna throw her in low C because, she played Katara better than Iroh played Iroh, and I think that's gonna leave room for something to happen in the second season.
I guess
No.
you're right.
So-
Yeah.
Though that room may be very
real,
little.
She got a real
Here's the
nice
thing.
dose of Rey Skywalker syndrome.
Yeah.
she
Her-
did.
Her character, she didn't have very good choreography either. Like, the stuff that was good was carried by the effects.
I'd have to agree with that one.
And I'm having a hard time. He's like, season 2, Katara's like hardcore badass. Like, you could argue that she's like the most powerful on the team,
Right.
besides like Aang and Avatar State. But she's taken on like legions of soldiers at the end of the season
she
2
takes
like,
on-
by herself. She
takes
beats
on
Azula by
Azula.
herself,
Yeah.
and beats her. And I'm having a hard time imagining this Katara doing that. I know there's time for her to develop in season 2,
Jeez.
but
Here's what
it's
Eddie
really
says.
hard seeing her do this.
Eddie says she's cooking. Wait till next season. Yeah, let's let her cook in the shadows.
Guys, I want to
do something.
I might be crazy, but I want to put her in the middle of D tier.
I don't think I can do
no.
that.
I'm
not feeling her character at all. I can't. I'm not feeling her character.
I'm throwing her in
Guys,
low C.
Just to interject, this is the part of the show where shit's gonna go down. Like, it's going down right now. Like, your favorite character is gonna be on the bottom of the list. That's what I'm saying.
Oh.
You know?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Should I put her in mid D?
I'm talking to the audience, not you guys.
Oh, yeah, okay. I was like, what are you talking about?
He's foreshadowing for our boy Ung.
Yeah.
Fuck. Okay, we gotta get this.
Okay, hold on. I need to finish where Katara goes.
Yeah.
I'm throwing Katara in low C. Katara in low C, just because I believe that there may be some
her. You know what? I'm putting
potential.
her at the. Yeah, I think her acting was okay. I think that her writing was subpar.
Thanks, Eddie.
I just think that she played Katara a little bit better than Iroh played Iroh. You know what
that's what I'm saying.
So
that's
I'm gonna put her at the bottom of C tier then.
Okay,
that's exactly what my reasoning was.
I think that I think she's one episode away of being in
from D
tier.
tier.
But I think she's 3 episodes away from being in B tier.
In B tier, I agree.
Like, I think
Here's
she
what
can
Eddie
rise
says.
up, but like she's bordering on D tier right now.
Yeah,
Like,
she
it's
was
fucking
like
close.
she was teetering on that edge of C, B, and D throughout the whole show, and then those last kind of 2 episodes just kind of pushed her down further and further to the bottom.
She just didn't have like. It's just like her development happened off screen.
Like,
she's such a strong-willed character in the cartoon, and to see her reduced to this is just kind of like, oh.
I'm actually throwing her in D tier.
We're just doing the Rey Skywalker thing.
She's
doing
D tier for me.
Too. Yeah.
The more I think about it, the less I like her.
What they do with these titles these days, Star Wars, Last Airbender, all these big name titles, they just skip development and they just give her the Rey Skywalker. Call it good. She's powerful.
Yeah, the Mary Sue vibe.
Like,
the Rey Skywalker treatment's got to be my least favorite treatment. Like, in all
it
of
honestly ruined
cinema, in all of cartoon, comic media.
There's no reason for like
bullshit.
Like you said, there's no development, and there's no reason for her to be as good as she is, unless if it happened off screen. Which they should show you that. You just can just like, oh, you just got to accept that she's better than everybody now after one episode.
Yeah, I might throw her in top. I'm throwing her atop of D tier as well. Right, Eddie says, I like this tier list thing. Hope you do more for shows and movies. Yeah, dude.
Eddie,
we definitely will be.
I don't know about you guys, but I'm having so much fun. Like, I can't wait.
I'm having such a blast. My stream crashed
do
twice, but it's okay. I'm back.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
So, here's the defining moment. Our boy Ung.
All right.
I think I'm going to come out and say, speak for all of us when I say, we weren't really the biggest fans, bro.
Garbage.
It makes me really sad. Like, this is the character that I wanted to see the most. I also agree he started out well, but I think
I don't know if he did.
He had a slow decline where I was kind of like, wait, are they gonna do anything with this character, or are they just gonna continue to make him mope and around and cry about?
He's way too serious.
Let me throw out there my fate.
The Aang in the cartoon is so likable, so carefree. He's a kid.
Guys,
he's happy. He understands his responsibilities.
He's very wise for being a kid too.
He's very wise, and he doesn't let his responsibilities weigh him down and make him mopey, crying like
in the live action
whines in every episode about his responsibility and how he's not good enough and type shit. Like, that's not
every single episode he was saying, I'm the Avatar. I let all these people down. Like, that was his number one line.
You said it,
I let all these people down.
You had the accent so good too.
Yeah. I let all these people down. Like, shut up! Fuck! I remember this moment, this pivotal moment. In the very last episode, spoilers, by the way, but in the very last episode when everything is okay, they won that battle, he saved the day with the ocean spirit, he's standing there looking over the water kingdom, and he's like, I let them down. This was my fault. It's like, bro!
It was so cringe.
You just did everything you could. You sacrificed yourself for the ocean spirit. That's more than enough for the Avatar to do. And you say, I let these people down. Like, shut up!
8 episodes of him saying
I let these people down.
He's just gonna say it again at the end.
So,
I know.
this is
I
where
will
they
say-
really
So
ruined his character
frustrating.
too.
I will say
When
this.
he,
One second. I want to say that the kid himself is not a bad actor. When he had his happy scenes, I could see him being.
I saw Aang,
but
I actually think the kid was a great actor. I think
I agree.
it was I think it was the script, because the people that directed the show purposely did this. They said they wanted Aang to be more serious and more goal driven.
Yeah.
And that was one of the dumbest decisions in this show.
That's a show change right there. That changed the whole course of the fucking show.
And I think it forced the actor to act away. I think this actor would have done a much better job playing the Aang from the TV show. And they kind of put him, I think, in an uncomfortable position, having to play a more serious 12-year-old.
Like,
agreed.
As a good actor, he did a great job playing a mopey Aang. It's just an Aang that I fucking didn't want to see. Like, it was just uncomfortable. Mopey. It was uncomfortable. Yeah. It was a new character.
Have you guys seen like interviews with?
He's so energetic.
He acts exactly like Aang.
He seems
like in real life.
Perfect Aang. Yeah.
That's why I say and agree with you, William, when I say he's an incredible actor, and he played an incredible mopey kid. That's just not Aang. He played Ung. He played Ung. We have 3 versions of this character. We have Aang, Ong, and Ung.
Yeah.
And this is. I just didn't like it. Like, every time I saw him in the show, he was either saying some monologue about how he doesn't want to be the Avatar. He was attempting a one-liner that just didn't work. Or he was being mopey. And it just wasn't a monologue. He was just saying, I let these people down. And that's it.
I let these people down.
Yeah.
He said that so much.
This is something that really I hated with the writing too. When he came out, like, this is when they totally like destroyed his character for me. Is when he got done talking to Kirk, Avatar, the water guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kirk. Yeah.
Oh, I know where you're going.
Remember when Katara is complaining about like, oh, they won't let me fight, and
this shit was
for no reason. There was no reason for this. It's out of nowhere, completely random and totally out of character. He's like, you know what? You should listen to him. When she said that she can't waterbend. So people haven't seen the show. Basically, Katara is in the point where she's not allowed to waterbend. This is before she confronts Paku and fights him to gain the right to waterbend. Aang tells her to listen to Paku and her healer teacher to just do what they say. In a very rude way. It's totally out of character. I think that was even out of character for the live action. That was really weird.
Am I gonna be crazy by putting him in cringe?
No, he's cringe. I'm putting him in cringe. I'm putting him at the top of cringe.
He's far worse than Avatar. I mean, Avatar, Katara.
He is.
Far worse than Katara.
Like, guys, I want to preface this one more time. This kid could play a fantastic Aang from the show.
The kid is an incredible actor.
We've all seen interviews
oh my God,
of him in the few moments in the show where he is happy and smiling and ecstatic. He is super believable.
I like that.
Fun. But
I liked the kid
that's
on Kyoshi Island.
That's simply not the character that they wrote in the show.
Yeah.
Which honestly sucks because it changes the entire show. Obviously,
it came to a moment. It came to the point where I was like, every time Aang was on screen, it was kind of the opposite of when Sokka was on screen.
Yeah.
I just couldn't wait for him to get off. I couldn't wait.
I totally agree.
So boring.
It was fucking horrible.
And it's not the actor's fault either. It's like it's purely the directors and the writers' fault.
Yeah, we can't stress enough how good of an actor the kid was and how well of a job he did.
I don't know. ChatGPT wrote him. That's what I think.
I don't know whose bright idea it was to change the main character and make him a sad, mopey little young boy.
Well, did you hear what they said? They were like, we want to make it the more mature and make it like Game of Thrones. But here's the thing. The cartoon is far more mature than this show.
Yeah, plus, I agree.
Avatar: The Last Airbender wouldn't be Avatar: The Last Airbender without the happy, like spirit of Aang that shows you like no matter what the odds are, you can retain this level of like, optimism. He's an optimistic
we don't-
kid at the end of the day.
We don't need Katara around every bend to say, no, Aang, don't think that. Like, it's great to an extent in the show, of
It was
course,
way
because
overdone.
it's and critical to their development as in their relationship, but it's just we don't need that around every bend. Like, it felt like every moment Aang and Katara were on screen, it was her just doing that to him, consoling him,
Mm-hmm.
and that was it. Anyways,
It was.
Sadly, I think
I'm ready to
top of
move
cringe
on.
to me.
top of cringe.
Top of
Yeah.
cringe. What do you guys think? Let us know in the
Yeah.
comments below.
Let us know.
I think we've.
Oh,
we've
Eddie
definitely-
says,
we've definitely shaken some things up here in the last.
yeah,
last,
I agree. Eddie's
in the main character section. We've got some in cringe. We've got some in S. We've got like we
Some
really
in D.
that's
we got
where
one in
the
Sokka
big
tier.
opinions really come in. That's what I was saying.
I
earlier.
think
It's
everyone
like-
will agree with our decision on Sokka and Ozai, though. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
I
Eddie
think
says
Zuko,
seems like
too.
a
Well,
Eddie says seems like a Hayden Christensen situation. Anakin
Um,
and Hayden, yeah, where
yeah.
people
It's honestly
people-
worse though too.
it's
yeah,
way
it's
worse.
worse than Hayden Christensen's situation, to be honest.
I
Because
actually kinda
looking
like
back,
Hayden
Hayden
Christensen.
Christensen, yeah, I adore his acting in that. And looking back, like I think that's
talking-
such un.
I'm talking about. I don't know if Eddie's referring to the new Disney Star Wars Hayden Christensen or the other, but yeah, I fucking love Hayden Christensen. Everything he's done.
Me too.
He turns it into gold.
Hayden Christensen's an incredible person, incredible actor, but he got such unregulated hate, and I really hope that doesn't happen with this character or this actor, this child actor.
You know what this is? It's not really, but it's like Finn from Star Wars. Good actor, good likable guy, like potential
Yeah.
through the roof.
But
Very
horrific
poorly written character.
writing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Here's what angers me about this more, too, is like, Aang's character's already been written for them.
Yeah.
And for some reason,
Yeah.
they decided to make it worse. They didn't need to do that. It was already perfect.
Yeah. Also, he's the integral character in, one of the most popular cartoons of all time. So why would you really feel the need to make such a drastic change? It's not like the
Yeah.
change that they did with Sokka. Like a
I was
change
just
for the
gonna say
better
that.
for his character
Just gonna say that.
to do something different. It's changing the
They
trajectory.
changed
of
Aang for the
show.
worst.
Yeah.
Yeah. They
Also,
they-
too,
He's
let's talk
probably
about the fact that Aang never waterbended
Oh God.
oh,
this
dear
entire
God.
season.
Don't even remind
No.
me about
Like,
that.
I can't even.
I
Like,
don't
that's
even know
about the
how
I think-
episode, not really the character, but it's goofy. It's dumb.
I think
It is.
Aang, he's probably my biggest complaint with the show so far. I think if
Unfortunately,
Aang's
too.
character was more true to Aang in the cartoon,
It'd be a lot
then-
better show.
then the show would be like a 7 out of 10 or 7.5 out of 10. Like even
Yeah,
closer
it
to
would
an
have been
8.
a lot better.
Even closer to an 8 because it doesn't matter so much as
I mean-
long as he is there because he's like the biggest part of the cartoon,
I gotta say,
you know?
when you have the Avatar in cringe, you know something's fucking wrong.
Yeah.
That's yeah.
Here, Matthew actually wrote this perfectly. He said, in the show, Aang is a kid that wants to run from his responsibility. In the live action one, they decided to write him as being strictly about his responsibility.
Yes.
Yeah, that's true.
Completely made him the
About it.
opposite.
Mhm.
And not
Also,
only is that is like he's very like negative about it too.
Yeah,
Yes.
It's not like he's like, I have this responsibility to do this, like I need to take it seriously. He's just like, I don't know how I can do this, like I don't know if I'm capable of this, like, I'm gonna do this all wrong. He's just saying that the whole show. It's horrible.
It's so exhausting.
Eddie,
Again, guys,
oh,
don't
just-
hate on the actor. We think the
Yeah.
actor's
Oh,
actually
of
really
course
great.
not. I think
But-
that
Just
is
to clear-
incredible.
This was like in the
Wow.
writing.
Eddie's referring to the old Star Wars. I got you, Eddie.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
figured-
yeah. I
I
thought
figured.
so. With the way
Agreed,
people
bro.
were hating on Hayden for no point, for no reason.
Agreed.
But,
So yeah, here's our list.
I think there's huge potential with a season 2.
Yeah, this might be one of the situations where season one's the worst. A lot of times with the situation, season one is the worst with live action, and then it gets better with two and three. I really hope with season two, they pick something to focus on. They don't try to stuff every little thing into this. They need to
Agreed.
focus on the core goal, the main
think
thing
that-
that drives the story. So season two is going to be Zuko and Iroh's development, and then Aang learning earthbending. That's like what it should be about.
Yeah, Zuko, Iroh, Aang learning earthbending,
And water.
and then they meet together at Bossing Say.
Yeah, and
that's
water
it.
building because they skipped that.
Yeah,
this season.
apparently waterbending as well.
Apparently, seeing Azula was more important than Aang learning waterbending.
yeah.
Fuck no.
Freaking
Those
stupid.
those
Dude,
three
they
things should. Go ahead.
They could have taken all the Azula scenes and that whole plot line out, and instead just put that in with Aang learning waterbending from Katara and at the Northern Water Tribe, and that would have.
The show would go up like a half a point,
Yeah.
immediately.
You know what's really sad about this is they have the most perfect cast. Somehow they found people like they all look like the people in the cartoon,
Yeah.
which is super impressive.
They're all.
They all
decent
have
actors.
some. A lot of them, I think, are actually like some form of like martial artists as well.
Right.
Like they have the most perfect cast almost, and they've really ruined. They really dropped like they ruined it with step one, which is Ratchet writing the script. The scenes were all beautiful,
Right.
maybe a little too perfect sometimes, but with the clothing and
CGI was-
everything being clean.
Oh,
But-
yeah.
CGI might have been a little over the top as well.
CGI was
but-
good until it wasn't. There was some scenes
Yeah.
where it was like, okay,
Like they,
Come on.
I almost feel like they didn't like. It was a $120 million budget, so about $15 million per episode, and I feel like none of that budget went into the writing. Like I'm having a hard time seeing where that money went. Obviously, it went into a lot of it with CGI, but like almost none of it went into the writing. I feel like it's like I told when we were watching this, I was like saying I felt like ChatGPT wrote the script.
yeah.
Like it's that bad.
We were also saying that our theory is that the budget went into all the washing machines to keep all their clothes clean, because they were all
Yeah.
spotless throughout the entire show until the
Way
end.
too clean too. The clothing was
Ah.
perfect, but it needed to be dirty. Everything was way too clean.
Yeah, it definitely took me out. I don't know about you guys, but for the first few episodes, I was like, this is taking me out of it. Like, why the fuck do they just look like they got
The hair's
out of the
perfect,
shower,
clothes
like-
are perfectly clean.
just deep cleaned all their garments of clothing? Like,
Yeah. Like someone would fall over and get dirty, then the next scene they'd be clean. It was
Yeah.
very weird.
Well, they just had like 3 million just different versions of the same outfit. Like
Yeah,
that's where the budget went, to the seamstress building all these
Well, it's
fucking
like,
outfits for them.
It's really I feel like a lot of budget too went into maybe paying the directors and like the actors and stuff.
yeah.
Probably.
Because I feel like not much of the budget actually went into the creation of the show.
Mm-hmm.
Which is really, really disappointing.
hmm
I think
Uh,
there's huge potential with season 2, and I agree, William. I think the number one focus should be simultaneously Zuko and Iroh, and then Aang learning earthbending, and then they meet in the middle at Bossing Se. And I think that's
I think that's how
Yeah.
you do it.
I think
And
that's really
season-
all they should do.
Season 3 is gonna have to be really good for this show to come back.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of potential though, I'd say, at the end of the day.
I'd say they haven't totally fucked it up.
No, and I think
There's a
they need to
chance.
learn.
Mhm.
I think they need to learn a lot from what fans are saying, primarily about Aang.
They need to change Aang fucking fast, or else I'm
Yeah.
down.
They need to change Aang fast, or the show will
Yeah.
continuously get worse and worse, no matter how good the story writing is. Just because Aang is the story. You know
Guys,
what I mean?
If Aang was very similar to Aang from the cartoon, I would have enjoyed
Oh,
it
So
a
much
lot
better.
more.
That's
A
what I
lot
said.
more.
Yeah, that's exactly what I said. I said it would have probably gone up to an 8 out of 10.
Yeah.
Like,
Here's the thing: the directors did this. They literally like pride themselves on
Prioritized?
making this change.
oh wow,
Like,
yeah.
They were like, yeah, the cartoon's just made for kids, you know. So I wanted to make it more mature for like a Game of Thrones audience.
That is so goofy.
And it was a very irritating thing to hear because after watching this show, the
I-
cartoon is simultaneously more fun and more mature
Agreed.
Yeah,
than this
watching
live
that-
action by
William,
far.
watching season 2, you and I watching season 2 recently, this is not just a kids show, bruh. Like, I'm gonna be watching this shit when I'm in my mid 60s and 70s. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it is not just a kids show
The
whatsoever.
directors, I don't know what they were saying. A little biased, I think. A little too. Because there's that attitude out there, with people that's like, oh, well, it's a cartoon, so it's made for kids. I
Yeah.
feel like that
Yeah.
has something to play with it.
Oh yeah.
This
Oh,
idea
sure.
that like live action is like the peak and something isn't as good just because it's a cartoon,
Right.
which unfortunately is a little more common of a mentality than I would like to see.
Mhm. Honestly, I
I'll
think
meet-
in general the animes don't really lend themselves to become live action adaptations. Like
Yeah. Time and time again, we've been
For-
shown that.
for the most part, it's like, why do I need to see this live action? Like, it's kind of gonna take away from the mysticism and the fantasy of an anime.
Mhm.
But what
Like a
sucks about it
cartoon.
is the potential is always there because, like, this is a great story, but the directors always want to like change it and make it their own, and they always do it in a terrible way.
Right.
I think
That's
They take out what
Uh,
made it good.
also
The ad?
there's the line that you have to walk to between trying to make it not corny and tacky, having it be a cartoon with fire bending and water bending and all these crazy different outfits and like shit. Like, you don't want to make it corny.
Yeah.
It's easy to make it look tacky and corny.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like, just with anime in general, you have characters with like pink hair and
And that's some of the things they should change in live action that the director should be comfortable changing is
Right.
making it feel like real life.
Yes.
And that's like the issue. It's like they focus too much on changing the story
Mhm.
and then keeping all the other stuff the same as the cartoon when it should be
Right.
backwards.
Should
I
be
feel
different.
like
Be
they should
different.
focus on the core story because that's what's good. You don't need to make anything special. This is not your show. This is, what someone
original
else wrote.
creators.
Your job
Yeah.
is to reimagine this in live action so people can re-experience it. And because
Right.
it's cool. I wanted to re-experience this in live action,
Mhm.
but they always want to like ruin it for some reason
Mm.
and add their own tropes to the storytelling, like the core of the storytelling. If they did the side stuff, it'd be okay, but they like would modify the core of the storytelling, and it just ruins everything.
Mhm.
Sorry, this went into a little more of a review of the of the show and not the
Yeah.
actors.
Well, either way,
Eddie brought up something that I was gonna mention with the One Piece live action.
Mm.
Going back to transitioning cartoons and animes into live action, like it's the good as as good as it's gonna get is the One Piece live action, and then below that is this.
I heard that
Like,
was good,
yeah,
pretty good for what they did.
that's what I'm saying. Like, it's good for what you can do with the live action and a show of that depth. Same here. And what they could have done to just make it even better is make it maybe 10 or 12 episodes instead of 8. Like, you're just trying to cram so much into so little with so little time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, and they
Which
added
you see
extra scenes
all-
with Azula.
you see that all
Oh
the
my
time
God,
too.
yeah.
Like, these days, there's so many adaptations that
I
we
mean,
got 8 episodes.
It's almost
Or
like they didn't
just-
care about the pacing at all.
I'm,
They
Even
just wanted to
one
shove in as
extra
much as they wanted
episode.
to.
Even one extra episode would have been completely fine with me.
well,
You know the ending?
Like,
yeah.
The ending of this show was like the most anticlimactic thing I've ever experienced.
the best thing about the ending of the show was the way it looked. It was
It was
very
so
beautiful.
subpar. Like
It was, yeah.
the
best
music
part
was worse. Aang's voice was worse in the Avatar state. I was
Yeah.
like so bored.
The best part about the ending was the way the ocean spirit looked. That thing looked badass, and I
Looked like-
liked.
It looked like Godzilla. That's what it looked like.
Yeah, I liked the coloring
Anyways,
and the
Back to
dark blue with the light blue. It's
Mhm.
cool, but I
Back
like
to
Zuko versus
Adam-
Zhao too.
adaptations and stuff like that is like, you see it so often these days. Is like,
Oh my God, the Death Note adaptation. Does anybody remember
and
that?
they're never good.
no, I'm
Like
kind of
the potential is always there.
like with all these like Disney Plus shows, for example, all the adaptations of these cartoons and books and stuff, they always
Yeah.
cut themselves short. They like with the Obi-Wan show, 8 episodes. There's not enough. There's simply not enough time in 8 episodes to tell a story that that is worth telling. You know,
Yeah, it's like it might as well just be a movie.
it might as well just be a movie.
Percy Jackson had 8 episodes as well.
Eddie, I think a Naruto live action is already confirmed. I think
It
that
is,
is
yeah.
actually happening. So
You're right.
that's actually
Oh,
kind of
God.
fucking crazy.
They're going to
That's-
cram in
that's-
so much.
That's gonna be crazy. What the
So
fuck?
much filler in that show.
Oh, they're
Yeah,
gonna cut
I-
all the filler out.
I won't be-
for
I'll be blown away if they make that work.
Me too. Man, we'll do a watch party for that. But, dude,
yeah.
So yeah, guys, we had a lot of fun making this. I want to do like Star Wars movies rankings, character rankings from Star Wars, Lord of the Rings, movie rankings. Like seriously, drop your comments. What do you guys want to see? I think we all had a lot of fun doing this. I myself love making tier lists, love making lists. So we could all talk about this stuff for ages. And I think this is gonna be.
And of
something
course,
that-
let us know what you think in the comments below. Do you agree? Disagree? Where would you rank the characters?
Yeah.
If you made it this far, thank you. This ended up being a much longer video than we actually expected.
Man, we
probably.
talked about Avatar: The Last Airbender for 2 hours.
It was like, oh, this was gonna be a 30-minute video before
Yeah.
we started this. It ended up being 2 hours long.
Now we know we can fill up a 2-hour long stream with any one of these tier lists.
Yeah.
Eddie, I'd have to agree, but I don't. Percy Jackson was just kind of underwhelming, considering how good the book was.
That's a story for another.
yeah.
time.
Eddie says, I thought Percy Jackson was good. Obi-Wan had too much focus on Leia and Reva. That is 100% true. Okay. I can't even get into it.
Yeah, we gotta save that for another episode.
But,
Yeah.
but I do agree Percy Jackson was good, just underwhelming.
So honestly, guys, thank you so much for watching. You guys good to call it here?
Yeah. I am.
Yeah, I am.
All right, sweet. Yeah. Thank you guys. Like William said, leave comment, like, subscribe.
Please.
Tell us what you think of our ranking.
Give
Where
us
would you put
kisses.
these characters? We've got
I'm
some
very curious to see what people would put
we've
these
got some-
characters.
controversial opinions. So, yeah, appreciate you guys. Anything else you guys want to say?
No, that's it. Thank you for watching. If you like us, you know what to do. How to follow and everything.
Yes,
See you guys in the next one.
Bye, guys.
Goodbye, everyone.
Bye bye.